Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ, ètò tó gbójú owó, ìwà màní. Kásá, ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé gbogbo ayé jẹ, ètò tó gbójú owó, kásá, ìwà màní. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ wà lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ, ètò tó gbójú owó, ìwà màní. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́, ètò tó gbójú owó. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi tó ní kí n máa ké tata. Koikimedia ọ̀rọ̀ lágbàdé mọ̀ mi. Má bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata. Àgbàdo rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi. Èyí ló máa fi kí wọ́n ọ̀tẹ̀ máa lọ. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ ní kò máa dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ ní kò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀. Ikú máa wọ̀ lájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, àìbẹ̀bẹ̀ ni ẹ bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó òyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, òun tàdé tó pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia sáwà ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrè nílé. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Òdùwà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe mí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ o tó kàn ní oko lára ni. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àpèrè gidi Olódùmarè ló fún wa sí. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ní bàbá o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Odùduwà la gbé dání, òtítọ́ la gbé dání. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àfi sọ̀dálẹ̀, àfi sódìkìtà. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àgùntàn, àgùnpèrè gèdè. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia, we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia is around.
Wiki on Playtest.
Is around o.
Wiki on Playtest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ fẹ́ tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbójú owó.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ fẹ́ tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbójú owó.
Koikimedia is around. Koikimedia.
I'm sure most of you have been waiting. Ẹ má bínú. There's a lot happening behind the scene. Not to do with Yoruba Nation, no. Just some other pressing issues that I'm dealing with. I do go for long. So I'm extremely busy, tired. But Baba Kitoye ni the more tó bá ṣe ń tired ìwà tó ń rẹwà. Tàbá rántí pé we have a better place to go. The stronger we come back. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ kúkú ṣe inú ilé mi tí ń broadcast. Tí bá feel so tired. Àpá program màá kọ́ra lie down sílẹ̀ lẹ̀. Èmi máa ń like kí n sùn sílẹ̀ lẹ̀. Ó dà kó máa ń jẹ́ kára yàn tó. I'm trying to pick where to start from. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ mọ́m sí mi pé ó bí wa, ó dẹ̀ bí wa dáadáa. I was having some conversation with her this afternoon, and she was a little bit upset about how many of our mates tó wà Nigeria that are not getting support from the government. Many age mate àwọn ọmọ sí wa àtàwọn parent ẹ̀yìn náà tó wà ní UK àǹfààní tó ń jẹ nílùú yìí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn òbí wa ò jẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Ṣé kò sówó ni? Kí ló fà? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? I won't go into too much of details, but I can just share a little bit so that bí eléyìí á kọ̀ ṣe ẹni tó wà ní ilé lọ́kàn pé tí Mumsy Koiki bá ń gbádùn ní London, ṣé wọ́n ní kí Mumsy tèmi má gbádùn ni? Ṣé wọ́n ní kí dádì tèmi náà má gbádùn? What is the role of the local government? Iṣẹ́ ò gangan ni local government wà fún. As you grow in this country, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ìtọ́jú ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ wà fún ẹ. Bó bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí nílùú yìí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìtọ́jú oríṣiríṣi wọ́n máa sọ fún ẹ pé eléyìí ǹjẹ́ wà wẹ́ pé ẹ ti lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí. Èmi ń lọ mọ́ example wá láti ta torí tíyàn bá ń sọ pé èèyàn kan ó lè má jẹ́ èèyàn kankan sí. I am talking about my mom. The benefit. Àwọn benefit kan wà tó ń lè fún wọn pé are you aware of this? Do you know that this one is available for you? Oh, are you aware of this one? Kò need láti lọ lọ́bì wọ́n wá bá nínú ilé ni. Wọ́n wá ń sọ àwọn ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ tí kò mọ̀ àti tó mọ̀. Torí she has lived there to know àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan náà wà táwọn náà need. Ẹ jẹ́ ká play anthem wa. I just hope that one day láìpẹ́ tó ní jìnnà ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa nílé bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ lóbi mọ́ ẹ máa ro àwọn tí wọ́n sì lóbi àbí àwọn tó jẹ́ bí àgbàlagbà tó ń struggle. 2 people là ń jàjà yìí fún tó pọ̀ jù. Màá sọ àwọn méjì yẹn fún yín. Ẹgbẹ́ wọlé share button. We will manage it. Ìyàwó mi wọlé láti ibi iṣẹ́ ó ti rẹ̀. She was extremely tired. I am tired. Mo wá ní kí la máa jẹ. Oríṣèbí inú ilé lòun bẹ́ẹ̀ mi. Oríṣèbí inú ilé lòun bẹ́ẹ̀ mi. Èmi ò ṣe ti ron tèmi máa jẹ kóhun tó dé. Mo ní mo ti rò náà. But I was busy doing some editing. I'm doing some work that has got nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. And it's also taking a bit of my time. Àwọn research kan wà, àwọn information kan wà tó máa wúlò fún wa, tó dẹ̀ máa wúlò fún mi náà tí mo ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí. Mo á ní ọ̀dà àpò ṣe ọbẹ̀ fọ́kàn lánàá. Èmi á lọ tẹ bá ìbá ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú lèmi. Èyí tí wọ́n fi jẹ yẹn lèmi ò mọ̀. Òun náà ló máa ròyàn, mo ló dà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó wá ní òṣè jẹ́ ká jọ ròyàn yẹn. Mo nírọ̀ èmi ò lè dúró. Torí tébi bá ń pààyàn mo ṣe máa ń rí understanding reason tí ìgboro máa fẹ́ dàrú ní next week. Torí ebi kò ń ṣe tíyàn gbọ́dọ̀ mú mọ́ra. Kò ń ṣe pé mo ò tí ì fi kankan sínú látàárọ̀ àbá ọ̀sán tí mo ti jáde, but arànú mi sọ fún mi pé àsìkò ti tó láti jẹ̀mí. Mo dẹ̀ bọ́ sí kitchen, mo gbómi kaná, mo plug ẹ̀ ní o, mo tẹ̀bà, mo yára wọ́n mu ọbẹ̀ fọ́ mi. But ní tí mo fẹ́ fà ń bẹ̀ ni pé ilé tẹ bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kó tò ní UK ẹjọ́ máa partner ìwà àtìyàwó ẹ̀ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń dé ni mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ torí ẹ máa lagi mọ́ra yín tẹ́ máa bọ́ sójú títì tá máa capture yín tá máa gbé sórí social media. So when she eventually started doing her own pounded yam, mo á ní kó jẹ́ kí n ràn lọ́wọ́ because she's tired. So I end up, even though pé mo ò ní jẹ nínú pounded yam yẹn mo bá rò díẹ̀ nínú ẹ̀ òun ló kàn fún ó tún fẹ́ fẹ́ mo ní ṣe bébì mo ní mo fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ó ṣe tún stress ààrẹ bọ̀ ṣe wá mọ àwọn mélòó tó jẹ pounded yam yẹn àwọn ọmọ Oòduà jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ pé tó wáyé pé mo bá rò tó wáyé pé mo bá rò nísìn for example ó lè má ṣe táwọn ọmọ Oòduà bọ̀ kò ní má lè má ṣe. What I'm just trying to explain there is that Europe ló ń pè bíbáyìí where it is very tough, extremely tough. So ẹ má rò pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé nìkan lè ń face difficulties. àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yẹn nísìn we are also going through a lot and látara pé à ń go through a lot yẹn inú ẹ̀ làwa ń yọ tá ń yọ ta ló ní NNPC ọ̀rọ̀ máa jáde díẹ̀ lálẹ́ ta ló ní NNPC ṣáṣú ọ̀pọ̀ Nàìjíríà ló ṣì ní NNPC àbí wọ́n ti tà mo ro ti máa jẹ́ mo kàn rò pé bóyá kí n púṣẹ̀ léyàwó mi lórí kó lọ ṣe ni àgbà tóun náà wá dé tó ní àtàrọ tóun ti lọ ó ń rẹ Gaza àmọ́ níbẹ̀ ni ó ń rẹ Gaza lóòótọ́. So please let us try to balance our home. Kò ṣe pé à ń sọ ilé is just to balance the home, especially in tẹ̀sẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn tó wà Nàìjíríà àrà tó bá wọn lọ lè dà because tíyàwó bá dáná ó lè lọ bá girlfriend ó lè lọ jẹun ọ̀dọ̀ ya búkà. But in Europe is a tough place to live. Bàdúpẹ́ fọlọ́run ká plan tẹ̀ wọ́n ká lè máa tẹ̀síwájú. We hope to end this program by 12, hopefully 3 hours. So let's make use of all the time. Mo kí àtòbí mi lọ́mọ máa sọ díẹ̀ nípa wọn but not too much. What are the benefits and the role of a local government? A máa sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lórí ta ló ní NNPC. Ṣé rí pé mo fi tọ́pìkì sí ìntẹ́fẹ́wò torí pé tọ́pìkì yẹn kọ́ ló mátà. Ìta bá fi tọ́pìkì sí àìmọye àwọn tó ń fi tọ́pìkì sí tó yẹ pé n tó ń sọ kò tọ́ mọ́ tọ́pìkì. But níbí báyìí lecture room ni we are fully on. Tí platform kan bá wà stable fún yín ẹ lọ sí another platform. Orílẹ̀-èdè kàgbéga ìgbàgbọ́ àti bẹ̀rù kàṣiṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan ìkẹjẹ́ ẹ̀sìn iwájú pẹ̀pẹ̀ rere àpòyìn àwọn ọmọ dúdú wà ọmọ Oòduà dìde ọ̀sìn ipò ọ̀tọ̀ rẹ̀ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Ó ní tóun ò bá kú kò sẹ́ni tó lè gbàṣẹ òun ṣe ẹ jẹ́ a lọ kí àwọn tí wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. It's just a lecture. Relax and let us get the message out. My mom keep pleading with me. Ìyẹn máa ṣe pé wọ́n á sọ fún wọn pé àwọn tí ó jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà àṣepè fún wọn mọ́, and it's true. Àfi tó bá wá dà wá láàmú, tó bá dà mí láàmú, màá fún ẹ lépè, màá rán ẹ sí bàbá àti ìyá ẹ. But wọ́n á sọ fún wọn sí pé àwọn olóṣèlú a lè má ṣépè fún wọn. Ó dà pé a agree láàrin yẹn, ẹ mọ̀ pé ìyá àtọmọ tíyàn bá jọ ń sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ má ṣépè fún àwọn èèyàn kankan mọ́. Mo ní àwọn olóṣèlú yẹn a gbọ́dọ̀ má ṣépè fún wọn, ọ̀rọ̀ wọn gbẹ pè. So mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo kí àwọn ìyá alálùbáríkà tó ti wọlé, mo kí ìyàwó Adéọlá Òsínlóye, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa. Mo kí Princess Falópẹ́, wọ́n ní good evening, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun, Ọlọ́run á gbé wa lékè, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Ọlọ́run ló ní ìrìn àjò tálà wa. Senior Evangelist John Mokin Olakunle, shout out to you. Mr. Obafemi, and I'm just picking the names at random. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti ń wọlé, mo kí Oando Koikimedia team, mo kí Mr. Olamilekan Sadiq. Grandma kan send the audio kan sí mi láti ilé, kódà wọ́n tẹ̀ tún sọ̀rọ̀ dúpẹ́ pé ká fi dúpẹ́ lẹ̀, ká fi Tinubu lẹ̀. Ọdẹ ní ká remain focus. They can play audio yẹn. Mo kí Mr. Olumide Oguntayo, mo kí àwọn orúkọ ńláńlá ní Ogun kìíní kan yẹn. This man says, and I quote, kí ni self-determination? Mr. Oyegbile, mo kí yín sà. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń contribute 120 naira yín. Ó dà pé yẹn tẹ̀ wá yá àwọn èèyàn lára pé 10 naira tẹ̀ ń dárúkọ yẹn Koiki ó kéré, báwa kò ní block. On behalf of my team here, èmi kọ́ lẹ́yìn fún lówó yẹn o. We are all contributing towards the progress of this movement. Ìwọ tó ti dá 120 tiẹ̀, bóyá o ṣì ń dúró de kó rí 500 naira, nínú 500 yẹn yọ 120 nínú ẹ̀. Yọ 120, má lo gbogbo 500 yẹn, kó yọ 120, kó send ẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń béèrè account number, ẹ kàn sí wa lẹ́yìn ètò ká fún yín. Ẹ̀yin diaspora, website, Zelle, PayPal to relate mọ́ YSDM. Anything after that, it is completely out of the picture. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. I'm trying to see where to start the program from. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ báyìí. Ṣé ó bright there? Ṣé náà ẹ bright? Èmi náà ṣe lọ invest there ni. Lówó tó pọ̀ lóòótọ́. £6 ni mo rà. Méjì ló wà nínú ẹ̀. Ó bright. Mo tan náà yẹn síbẹ̀ yẹn ni. Méjì ló wà nínú ẹ̀. Inú òkùnkùn tó fi wá sí láti 63 years la ní ká yọra wa kúrò nínú ẹ̀. Kò sẹ́ni tó ń báyàn kankan jà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Twitter space. Tí ó bá lọ mute ẹjọ́ jẹ́ kí n tètè mọ̀. Brother mi akéde. Kódà bó jẹ́ èèyàn kan ló wà lórí Twitter space wa kò mátà. Brother mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà, bàbá wa Joseph. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wọlé ẹ kémi náà lè kí ẹ̀yin silent listeners, mo kí ẹ̀yin tí Dúpọ̀ Onítìrì tẹ́ wà lábẹ́ ètò, mo kí ẹ̀yin tó ń dà wá láàmú òun ni òkùnkùn tá wà nínú ẹ̀, àjọ fi yọra wa nínú ẹ̀ ni. Mo kí brother mi Yẹmí Fátókè, ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹni mo mọ̀ tó máa ń ní Kóìkì, tó bá ti ní o fi mu kọ́fì má máa dà mí láàmú, ìṣàlọ́wọ́ àkáǹtẹ̀ wàá bá ń bẹ̀, ìwọ ni kó wá mọ bó ṣe fẹ́ ṣe. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín gan. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó wà nísàlẹ̀ Èkó, Ọmọbọ́lájí Abdullahi. The Olympic is ongoing right now. Ẹ wo àrà tó ń dá lórí omi. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ káwa náà lè host ẹ̀, not lábẹ́ Nàìjíríà o, nínú Yorùbá country. ẹ bá wa ṣàmì lé lórí kó má wá pẹ́ kó má jìnnà. This bulb táwọn wò yìí ẹyọ kan nú ẹ̀ òun ló jẹ́ kí bíbá tó bright ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ ti tẹ́lẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe pé mo ní náà tẹ́lẹ̀ èyí tí mo ní ó náà pé mo send ẹ̀ lọ Nàìjíríà náà ni àwọn arántí rà mí láti gbà yẹn, because it's always good to have the light. Oní pin ni oní screw wa for 63 years wọ́n dẹ̀ kó gbogbo wa sínú darkness. Tá la ṣe gangan kí ló fẹ́ǹsì wa? Ṣáwọn tí wọ́n kó lẹ́rú ló ń bínú pé wọ́n tà wọ́n, àwọn tó yẹ kó protect wọn lọ́wọ́ jẹ́ kí ìyà yẹn kó pọ̀ for 63 years. Àbí àwa ara wa la fọwọ́ ara wa fa wèrè lọ́yàn ilẹ̀ ti ṣú báyìí, so I expect àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké wà lórí program but lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan náà ni I like ọ̀rọ̀ àlùfànṣá níbí báyìí. Princess Falọpẹ́ nìkan ló sọ pé àmì pé Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí ìran Yorùbá náà lè host Olympic bí wọ́n ṣe ń host ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ní France. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá wa nínú Olúwa, mo ní what God cannot do does not exist. $100 ṣó mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní bọ́ọ̀bù yìí ó máa last 15 years. Why did we not get power across the whole part of Yoruba land including Nigeria? Mo kí bàbá wa Alhaji Muhyiddin Ajani Bello said in the lecture, ta ni ìṣòro wa, ta ni ìṣòro wa, àwọn wo ni ìṣòro wa? A lè blame Europe, a lè blame West, a lè blame America, a lè blame everybody, but àwọn tó yẹ ká múlẹ̀ pọ̀n dání dáadáa òun làwọn politicians. Tó bá jáde lálẹ́ yìí tó ní Koiki gbogbo tẹ́ ń sọ láti gbọ́ láàárọ̀ ọ̀la ní gbogbo ìpele ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní House of Reps wa kò ń ṣe tàbújá o, wọ́n máa lọ sọ nípa Yorùbá nation, wọ́n dẹ̀ máa gbé lárugẹ. We will be so excited. Wọ́n mú ṣẹ́yìn kó easy fún gbogbo wa ni, but they are making this job difficult for themselves, not ours. Because whether you like it or not, many of our people will not see a daylight. What it costs me by daylight ni. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ìtìyàn fẹ́ fi ṣe tó lólùfẹ́, mo gbọ́dọ̀ ra ilé torí gbogbo àkọ́tọ̀nà sójú èèyàn, ìyẹn ara ẹ̀ tó máa moderate, ìyẹn wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bíbá ìyẹn pè ní side lamp, ìyẹn wá fi sùn lálẹ́, ìyẹn ara dìmẹ̀ díẹ̀. Why are we in darkness? And what is the way out? Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ náà ni wọ́n máa ń ní way out. Báwa náà ṣe sọ pé a ní way out. Mo ń gbọ́ fídíò arákùnrin kan, àwọn American talk show ni lórí YouTube. Let me see if I can pick the name. So alẹ́ lómi náà tó máa ń wà interested pé Koiki tó bá ti recommend àwa náà máa lọ gbọ́. Torí tó bá mú ọ gbọ́ yẹn àǹfààní wà nínú ẹ̀. Many people do not even know what is the truth anymore. Kò sẹ́ni àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ títọ́ mọ́. And that is the obstacle we are facing today. The title of that particular middle class is wiped out. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Putin versus Ukraine, World War III crisis, Robert Kennedy Jr. Àwọn cousin Kennedy.
Friends turn against me, and all.
Many people 1 month ago ló ṣe fídíò yìí. lórí platform kan tí wọ́n ń pè ní Tom Biyu àwọn yẹn lè máa sọ pé wọ́n ń pa owó lórí social media. So when some of you think that bí i tá à ń ṣe mí àwọn afi ń pa owó ni, I just laugh. But mo mọ̀ pé ignorant pọ̀ àti pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní. Mo kíyà mi àṣeyọrí ìyá Ọbásanjọ́ àdẹ̀kọ́ ọjọ́ bíi ìjọsí Ọlọ́run túbọ̀ yẹ ká rí yín dáadáa ìyá. Mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa iná mọ́mìkẹ́ tó wọlé. Mo ní ṣé ó bright díẹ̀ lénìí, àwọn èèyàn ló bright. Mo ní £6 ló jẹ́ kó bright. £6 yẹn mo sẹ́ndẹ̀ lánàá sí Nàìjíríà nígbà táwọn kan náà ti get stock, mo láti sáré send £6. £6 is 12,000. So iná tẹ̀ ń rí is 12,000. 12,000 naira equivalent. Kí ló wá dé tí Ọbásanjọ́, kò ń ṣe ìyàwó Ọbásanjọ́ OBJ ó dẹ̀ gbé 16 billion ó nà máa fún wa níná. Ibi tó náà wà lénìí àmọ́, ibi tó ń kó lọ àmọ́. Mo kí bàbá wa Ìdòwú Samuel, mo kí bàbá mi Ọ̀nàbànjọ Lateef aláriwo. Ariwo náà la máa pa torí a níbọn. Mo sọ pé tó bá yẹ pé a níbọn ní 60,000 pieces, màá kàn ní kí bàbá kí tó yẹ declare láàárọ̀ ọ̀la. Àkọ́ àbọ̀n fún gbogbo àwọn tá a bá ti train, àdẹ́ secure border wa, àdẹ́ sọ pé ọ̀bí any aircraft kankan tó kọjá. Gbọ́ngbà tá a níbọn, ariwo náà la máa pa, ariwo ọjà. Ṣé wàá ariwo tá à ń pa ẹ jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wá ká máa pa. Tó bá yá ariwo yẹn á kan bí tó yẹ kó kàn, wá bá wa dá sí. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ díẹ̀ lọ lórí Robert Kennedy Jr. Platform tó ti ṣe program yìí, màá share link yẹn. 4.3 million subscriber. Àwọn eléyìí ń ṣe àwọn tí Tunde Ednut máa ń rà o. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ń ṣe genuine organic people, fake gbogbo numbers yẹn. But àwọn eléyìí àwọn èèyàn máa ń fi lọ gbọ́ òtítọ́ ọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ gbọ́ mi yé, ẹ jẹ́ n gbọ́ glasses mi. Ó rà pé ẹ̀ ń rí double. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rójú mi dáadáa. I am tired but ìyẹn mi pa lè ṣe program. Àwọn kan lọ wá ibi tó ti ń sọ òtítọ́ torí pé wọ́n fẹ́ build the spirit wọn, wọ́n fẹ́ build the heart wọn torí pé we are living in a fake world. Irọ́ ti pọ̀ jù. So for any time tẹ́ bá wá lórí platform yẹn tó bá sọ pé rọ́lá ń pa, ẹ má bá anybody argue. A lè blame wọn because the world has given them too much lies. Kí lẹ Yorùbá ò lè fi gbọ́, Yorùbá ní sanwó, ẹ bá débẹ̀ náà ẹ máa jà ní kẹ́kẹ́ báyìí. Mo ní ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ local government àdúgbò wọ́n wá pé ǹjọ́ mọ̀ pé ó ní right sáwọn kankan nígbà tí àgbà náà ti ń dé kọ́nà jẹ́ káwọn ìyá wa dàgbà sí wa lọ́wọ́ dáadáa. Wọ́n wá ń bi ìyá mi pé ṣe mọ̀ pé ní right, ṣe mọ̀ pé òtítọ́ ni, but ní Nàìjíríà náà bó ṣe jẹ́ kó máa present òtítọ́ fún yín nìyẹn, but wọ́n ti fi rọ́ wọ́n ti fi pinlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. So you cannot expect anything but lies. So when we came out, ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ classify okay. Èmi máa mọ̀ pé kí làwa fi mú nínú rọ́. Wọ́n ní Koiki wọ́ tẹ́ bá ti fún ẹ ní $1 million nísìn, tí wọ́n náà bá ti gbowó nísìn, wà á dákẹ́. Mo ní bọ̀tà wọ̀ kì í ṣe àwọn ti gbà yẹn because the world evolves. Ilé ayé wọ́n ní ẹ bá mi pa owó yẹn ìgbà ò lọ bí kinní kan, èyí tẹ́ bá mọ̀ ẹ bá wa pa. The world is evolving. Bó ni map mi kékeré yẹn wà. Máa ń láì tí bá ń ṣe description, mi ò láì kí máa sọ̀rọ̀ kí má lè máa ní practical láti máa. Ẹ ń wo Olympics nísìn àwọn ìlú kan wà níbẹ̀ tó bá sọ fún ẹ pé gbogbo population ló yẹn kò tó Àlèmọ́ṣọ́. Kí lẹ sọ sà? Kò lọ bí rere. Ọ̀dà nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbá dáadáa ẹ má bínú, ó gbẹ tí ó ti lọ́pọ̀ ní o, mo fẹ́ yọ ni, ó ti lọ́pọ̀ bí ẹsẹ̀ tí lọ, a máa yọ roda mic lélẹ̀ ilé tó wáyé pa ń lò léraléra ó máa ń gbá sound tó bá fẹ́ gbàsẹ́gbẹ̀ bí ṣe ń gbá Nàìjíríà sẹ́gbẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́, ìyẹn ló ṣe rí báyìí, roda mic ni. Ọlọ́run fún ọlọ́kùn balẹ̀. Do you see this? Kí ló wà lọ́wọ́ mi? Ta ló mọ tó wà lọ́wọ́ mi? Ìgbà ò lọ bí òréré. Àwọn tó mọ Yorùbá ti ń bá mi kọ́ síbẹ̀. So nígbà táwa ń jáde ta ní self determination ní ká irọ́ ni o, irọ́. Tinubu tó ti jayé tiẹ̀. Tinubu has lived a life that many of us tabashi exist nínú Nigeria, we cannot enjoy that life. Ọlọ́run kẹ́ ó fún ní gbogbo tó fẹ́, òun náà dẹ̀ rìn àní fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ yẹn, wọ́n mọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo wa, òun náà rìn sí, wọ́n dẹ̀ máa sọ fún pé àwọn kankan náà máa fi kankan dí kan oyè yín, ó dẹ̀ ní òun mind because ó ní ambition, ó wá fẹ́ fi ambition tí ó fẹ́ fi kó bàtà wa. So nígbà táwa wá gbé òtítọ́ jáde, èmi kọ́ mo gbé òtítọ́ jáde o, èmi kẹta lèmi. Kí ni ẹ sọ ìyá mi? Ẹ jẹ́ n lo glasses torí mo fi máa strain ojú yìí, wọ́n ní ká má strain ojú púpọ̀. Kí ni ẹ sọ mọ́ mi? Ìyá mi àṣeyọrí ọmọ Yorùbá, wọ́n ní mò ń wo náà lẹ́yìn tí ìdí wà bíbá yìí, mò ń wo tí n bá rí ti bíbá yìí dáadáa màá máa rí tọ̀hún yẹn. Wọ́n ní ìgbà òótọ́ bí ìgbà Yorùbá yìí náà ni òréré ṣáàtì, you get it? When we came out, kò ń ṣe mí, bàbá Akíntóyè ló ta gbogbo wa lómi, kódà Ìgbòho gan ti sùn, wàláì tàláì, gbogbo wa sùn àdẹnu síbì kan, olóyè náà sùn, but bàbá Akíntóyè ló wá jáde. Nígbà tí bàbá Akíntóyè wá jáde, wọ́n ní èèyàn mọ́ mi, àgbà tèmi tí ilé ti fẹ́ ní bàbá yẹn tí lọ bí kankan, ilé ò lẹ́ ń lọ. Any sound ẹ jẹ́ yọ APC tẹ́ fi ń gbọ́ mi kẹ́ gbádànù, torí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò tó ti kó fake APC wá kẹ́ máa gbọ́ direct. Ẹ sọ pé sound yẹn dábàjẹ́, ẹ̀yin nìkan lẹ ní sound o, but I like feedback. Bàbá mi Lukman, ẹ sọ pé sound, ẹ jẹ́ wọlé kẹ́ jáde, ẹ jẹ́ máa bá wọn type sórí comment section. Mi ò mà ní time láti máa type nǹkan kan báyìí, torí bí ṣe wà báyìí tí bá rọrùn màá sùn, àmọ́ a gbọ́dọ̀ deliver project àgbédání sọ́wọ́. Gbẹ̀rẹ̀ APC àwọn China àwọn ṣinkó yá gbádànù sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́, gbogbo ta máa stop nìyẹn. Gbogbo fake product tó ń kó wọlé, ẹ ṣe àṣẹ máa ká ṣe rí òtítọ́. Ìgbà kò lọ bí òréré, ayé kò lọ bí ọ̀pá ìbọn. Ẹ̀gbọ́n Yẹmí Fátókí, ẹ̀yin gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa. We are living in a different century. We are all living in a different century. A way mo bọ́ ọmọ Ìtàló àgbàlagbà ni. Àwa ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ báyìí, ṣá ń sọ oríṣiríṣi ọ̀rọ̀ for be 2 hours láfi wà together. Ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ jẹ́ ká wake up. Vicky James, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa. Viking Mokie, we have been told lies. Ẹ ṣe gan bàbá mi Lukman, ṣe ẹ ti ń gbọ́ nísìn. Ẹ má yẹ kí àwọn APC àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò tó lọ kó wa fake. Àwọn kódà ìta máa fojú everybody rí pẹ̀lẹ́ mi náà tàbá gba Yorùbá country. Ó tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, quality ló gbọ́dọ̀ máa wà nílẹ̀ wa. But how do we get that? Gbogbo ti ń dà lẹ́lẹ́ ṣe rí, ara tí mo ṣe fi touch kankan nìyẹn o. Gbogbo ti dàrú báyìí nísìn bí ẹsẹ̀ tẹ́ lọ. Twitter space ti lọ ó padà àdúpẹ́ fọlọ́run ẹ má bínú bí a kì í mo kẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ mo tó bá ní wọ́n kẹ́ nǹkan okay make una dey see the time 10 o'clock ti lù ẹ má bínú èèyàn wa. èèyàn kan ní imagine a Yoruba flag in the Paris Olympic 2025 àwọn èèyàn rò bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ń wá bó ṣe máa di mẹ́mbà àwọn tó kàn máa ní kí ló máa ń pa àwọn tó máa lọ ń tẹ̀lé àwọn footballer àwọn artists association of àwọn supporter clubs ẹlòmíà lọ ṣoògùn kó bá lè join àwọn supporter club kó bá tẹ̀ rí visa gbà àbí kó bá jápa. If Nigeria was a country, you don't even need to be a supporters club. Wàá fowó ààrẹ wàá fi lọ sí Paris wàá dẹ̀ lọ ṣe ní tó fi ṣe ń bẹ̀ wàá dẹ̀ padà sílé torí pé o ní responsibility business tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. The truth is what many people do not want to allow us to give them. Do we blame them? No. What a paro. Nigeria has been built on a faulty foundation. And you now expect it to work. Mo kí bàbá wa Ògúndípẹ̀, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Mixlr, Akin Games àti brother mi. Ẹgbẹ́ wọlé share button Ọ̀túnba Ọlámilékan mo kí gbẹ̀yìn tẹ́wà lálẹ́ mọ́ṣọ́ ẹ má ká fi kíkì yẹn ká fi slow program yẹn down ẹ jẹ́ ká continue kẹ́kẹ́ ọ̀kús mo kí ẹ. I will explain things in my own way bí ọmọ tó ṣẹ̀ fi wọ pre-nursery. That is what we're trying to do on this platform. Let's just listen to this. Many people do not want the truth anymore. So tó bá ń sọ títọ́ fáwọn èèyàn wá ní irọ́ ló ń pa. Wá ní irọ́ ló ń pa. Wá ní irọ́ ni ó ń pa. Because the truth is no longer in the dictionary, especially in a country like Nigeria. Ẹ má bínú pé a lo software tẹ́ máa rí gbogbo ẹ̀. It's just that the laptop has been busy lately and since tó yẹ pé a manage ẹ̀ kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa. Mo mọ ibi tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn bọ́ ẹ yẹ ká kọ́ gbọ́ díẹ̀. Ó ní òun ní 1 million followers. Ìyẹn arákùnrin Robert Kennedy Jr. Ó ní Instagram ní in tóun gbé síbẹ̀ irọ́ lòun pa wọ́n yọ kúrò. Sherry trying to deliver the truth is like pé à ń punch àwọn ilẹ̀kùn kan wọ́n dẹ̀ ń block ẹ̀ báwa ṣe ń punch ẹ̀ wọ́n ń block ẹ̀ bá ṣe ń punch ẹ̀ wọ́n ń block ẹ̀ but ìtorí pé èèyàn kan ló ń punch ẹ̀ tí punch yẹn bá di pé gbà níbí báyìí gbà lọ́hùn gbà níbẹ̀ yẹn gba uppercut tó di pé punch yẹn ti ń lọ bí 1 million bọ̀bọ̀ ọmọ ìta ló yẹn ó sàn kankan. Mo ní every day I'm talking to my people but they are not listening. Ẹ mọ̀ tó sọ ó ní if 1 million people come out they cannot kill everybody. Ó ní if 1 million people come out they cannot kill everybody. Ó ní wọ́n máa pa àwọn èèyàn lóòótọ́ o but they cannot kill everybody. Àwọn tó wá pa yẹn kí ló máa ṣe wọ́n á máa tọ́jú ìran wọn lọ́jọ́ iwájú. That is the only freedom that we can get. Anything less than that a kò máa ṣe program by for the next 30 years but Ọlọ́run ní gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run máa ṣiṣẹ́ o but ẹ kọ sílẹ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. I don't know how we are going to do it. èmi gbà pé Ọlọ́run máa ṣiṣẹ́ bọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá wá ní kò ní sẹ́jẹ̀ Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́, èmi ò mọ Ọlọ́run tó ń pè o, irọ́ la jọ ń pa fúnra wa. Mo kí àwa Grace Olúṣòótọ́. If you're telling yourself that there will not be blood, we are all telling lies, including myself. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. Akọ̀lẹ̀ wa sọ fún Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè, whatever the belief system you have, pé kó má pọ̀. Tábà ní akọ̀fẹ́ máa ṣe pé kẹ́jẹ̀ má ta sílẹ̀, kọ́lọ́run wá ṣiṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run máa sọ pé we are all mumus ní gbogbo wa. Tí fi gba country nìyẹn. Am I expecting this kind of conversation from our leader? Èmi sọ̀rọ̀ on the capacity of a media. Ẹ fẹ́ gba country, ẹ wá ní Ọlọ́run máa ṣe. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ sọ pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. Àwa nínú Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká rẹ́ jẹ́ o. Àmọ́ fẹ́ gba country. We are not ready yet. It will be bloody. There will be anarchy. There will be all sorts. And that will bring the final straw of the push. Ọ̀nà tó wá fẹ́ gbà láì tí mọ̀. So whatever will play out next week, ẹ fi sílẹ̀ fọ́lọ́run. Ọlọ́run mọ̀ pé jẹ́ máa ta sílẹ̀. Tí kò bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́jẹ̀ ta sílẹ̀ ni, Tinubu will have dissolved Nigeria between the 1 year. 660 days. Ni President Indonesia ló fi allow bloodshed tó ti lọ fún 30 years to put an end to it and gave a referendum to East Timor. And in 2002, May 20, tí bá ṣe rántí, mo Google ẹ̀, mo kàn sọ lórí ni o. Their independence became reality. How? Mo kí àwa Fagbemileke, Juliet Tosin, we are very far away from ready for now. Good evening, boss. Thank you so much. Not that we are far, but many Yoruba people do not want to hear blood, including my mom. Àwọn àgbàlagbà fẹ́. But mo láwọn àwọn ìyá kan lọ́wọ́. Báwọn ìyá yẹn ti bá ń tẹ̀ láwọn ìyá yẹn ṣòrútò àti tú sílẹ̀. Wọ́n wà Nàìjíríà, wọ́n dẹ̀ wà ní Europe. Every time tó bá pè mí wọ́n ní tẹ́ bá ti rẹ́dì, ẹ bọ́ sí títì, ẹ ṣe oríṣiríṣi tẹ́ máa ṣe. Ẹ má ẹ̀ka máa fi gbogbo ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Because I don't want us to look at it that sure, but boy, you are too violent. No, it is just a fact. Because that is the truth that many of us do not want to accept. Mom sì tèmi náà bọ́ ṣe fẹ́ Yorùbá nation tó. Àwọn àgbàlagbà wà sensitive, wọ́n fẹ́ gbọ́ bí ìgbà tí a máa ní a máa jà. Kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ jà. Tinubu ló ń pùṣì Nàìjíríà pé kó wá jà nísìn. Let me say this clearly. I've stated my mind. I am not putting sentiment to any goddamn thing tó fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. We have been pushed in too much pain. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ra gbọ́ fídíò yìí níwọ̀nba díẹ̀. No, ẹ má sọ fún yàn kankan pé kó lọ dira náà. Kí láti fi máa sọ fún àwọn èèyàn kó lọ dira fún? Èèyàn mélòó ni mo fi máa sọ fún pé kó lọ dira? Ẹ má dira jọ. Kí lẹ̀ ń dira fún? So ogun àwa nínú ogun lẹ fi máa lọ dira. Sí nínú ogun náà. Sí nínú ogun. So kí là ń dira fún? Sáwọn tó ń fẹ́ mọ àwọn Big Brother Nigeria, àwọn kan wo Olympics nísìnyí, gbogbo tèmi sọ kò sí ètò kan wọn. Wọ́n níná wọn níná, fàájì lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Kò sí nǹkan tó rọrùn níbẹ̀ o. But you will never get a daylight. Alẹ́ ó ti ṣú rẹpẹtẹ. Ilẹ̀ iṣẹ́ dark lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ni lójú window mi nísìn. bí 20 minutes ago ló ṣe lọ sí dark, but ẹ wo tí mo gbé síta tó tán ní gbogbo bíbà tó sọ di daylight la fẹ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. tí ẹ̀rá bá jábọ́, ta ló wo program tí mo ṣe láàárọ̀ yìí nígbà tí mo lọ ń ṣe exercise mi, ṣe rí ẹ̀rà tó ń rìn yẹn ṣe mọ̀ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé mo ò rí torí pé daylight ló jẹ́ kí n rí, ṣé tí bá gbàbẹ̀ kọjá lálẹ́ ṣe fi pé mo ní gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé bí a millipede ni or whatever it was. àwọn gbogbo European country àwọn wọ́n ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ lọ́ fi cross hurdles yẹn. àwa wá fẹ́ cross hurdles but a fẹ́ kọ́ lọ́hùn kó parí iṣẹ́ yẹn but kó má mú ẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀. mo ní èmi náà fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, èmi náà gan fẹ́ jẹ́, èmi gan fẹ́ blood. kódà àtẹ̀níjà àníjagun a máa sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà tá a máa fi débẹ̀ ni, but àwọn kan fẹ́ instigate kankan tó máa mú ẹ̀jẹ̀ jáde ní next week. ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀, ẹ gbọ́ mi yé, next week ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. àmọ́ ṣó jẹ́ kó tó stage yẹn kó tó di pẹ́jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀, nítorí pé àwọn tá à ń bá deal ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń ṣe nǹkan kan fáwọn, àwa ló ń jọ lójú pé àfẹ́jẹ́ kọ́ tẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀, àwọn ń tẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà ni. ẹ gbọ́ mi yé, àwọn ń ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà. and the only truth that we should all push for right now is not to put sentiment. tó ń pè yí a lè gbé kọ́ọ̀lù yìí, pásítọ̀ wa kan ló ń pè mí a lè gbé kó sọ fún wọn pé mo wà live ni, no call I am live. mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, share the program and invite others as well. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. ìjà lọ ni tí mo rí tí mo kọjá lórí ẹ̀ lé láàárọ̀ yẹn ok ó ṣàfihàn millipede. mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin pastors wa, they can see things from the spiritual realm and most of them have seen it. mo ní bàbá Adébóyè ti rí nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀, wọ́n ti rí the end of Nigeria if truly as he says is a man of God. The reason why I mention him all the time is because we love him and we appreciate the work he has done so far, but he has not come out to give us kí ni Ọlọ́run sọ fún àwọn tó ń bà wọ́n lẹ́rù, láti translate padà fáwa tó máa fún wa lọ́kàn balẹ̀, bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe fi ń lọ́kàn balẹ̀ pé there will be blood, because it is two ways. It's either we go the way of Yugoslavia or we go the way of Soviet Union. But right now, I doubt if we're going to go the way of Soviet Union as things are right now. There are many hidden agendas in Nigeria. But let's play this before we go into all that. 8 minutes past. Let's listen to this man. And I do not own the copyright to this video. So let's just listen to him. While we sit here for 3 hours trying to deliver a lecture about self-determination in different angles, different ways, Moki Professor Obanja Kitoye, many people still believe that we are liars. And I don't blame them. Because if I blame them, that means I do not understand how the world is structured. This world is structured so that many of the people that we want to deliver, including myself, will not accept the truth, even if they can see it in their eyes. Let's just listen. And you don't have to accept what he's saying. Just look at it again as one of those garbage talk. Okay, those that have joined us on the Twitter space, I say good evening. This program will come mostly in Yoruba, but if Broken come inside on some English, you will probably understand what I'm talking about.
Inflation is theft. It is a tax on the poor. It's a tax on the working class. Trump and Biden did. They created
The backbone so, which I believe we should, because it's a confined place. You should be able to listen. The backbone to back clear. Sonke muke. Ekobami kosibek yes and bontonso. Because I don't want to talk when this man is speaking. I will allow it to roll for about 6 minutes, and then just to grasp a little bit. The truth. The truth. The truth. Am I worrying about anything? Most when we're showing things like this, you've seen the face. If you don't see the face anymore, don't worry. Get used to just listen. The video is there. I will share the video while this is playing on. If you then want to go and watch it later, am I worrying about joy? I'm not talking for you to. I just want you to hear. Clear. If you say it, fine. If you don't say it, don't worry. I just want you to listen. There are people listening that they don't see what I'm talking about on the MixLR. But they're back so that's all. But I will share the link to the Twitter, and I'll also Salisu Abdulaziz Muki. Then I'll also share it on all the platforms as well. Let's listen. His name is just in case you want to know who is speaking, for the benefit of those that wants to go on. His name is Robert Kennedy Jr. Robert Kennedy Jr. Let me give you his background quickly. Also known by his initial RFK, is an American politician, environmental lawyer, anti-vaccine activist. I'm learning this for the first time. I've not Googled him before, even though I've listened to these just a little bit. Muki, Mr. Tokwe Sunday, Muki Wentawani Bene. He was born on the 17th of January 1954. He's 70 years old. Babakitoye Julo. So Babakitoye knows the truth. But we are not going to listen to Babakitoye. But many people are probably trying to find something out of him, because if not, why would over 400,000 people have watched a video that he was a guest on Tom Bilyeu? Tom Bilyeu, as Bilyeu, has a subscriber of 4.3 million. Gbogbo subscriber at Temi Kuti or 50,000. But yet, many people say we are telling lies about Yoruba nation, about self-determination. It's based in Washington, D.C. His party is We the People. But they're not going to vote him. Who's going to vote people like this? Because they don't want the truth. His parents are Robert F. Kennedy and Ethel Kennedy. So, I want Kennedy family. Mukiyawa Mary Ogunade. So, let's go on, because I do not want Kiki and Co distract you too much. But I will appreciate everyone towards the end of the program. I will not greet anybody. If tobacco feel like, let's listen to
Trump
this.
and Biden did. They created $1 billion a day for 500 days and shifted $4.3 trillion from the American middle class.
Are you going to be on that debate stage?
You can't just say the Democratic Party and the Republican Party get to choose. You can't do that, because those are private clubs. It's a contribution that is unlawful. You look at President Biden, I worry. I think all of us, it's like watching your 5-year-old play on a jungle gym for the first time. You're like, oh my God, I hope, he doesn't fall. Trump and Foreman said he was going to balance the budget. He spent $8 trillion, which is more than every president from George Washington to George W. Bush, 283 years of history.
RFK Jr., welcome to the show.
Very good to meet you. Thank you so much for having me, Tom.
It is wonderful. As I was telling you before we started rolling, I've now spent about 30 hours researching you, looking for the smoking gun where you come across crazy, and I haven't found it. So I'm really eager to sit down and hear the vision for America. But I want to start with you. So let me ask, what your your uncle, JFK, famously said that the trait that made him, that was his best trait, wasn't courage, it was actually curiosity, because it allowed him to think from his opponent's standpoint. What do you think is your best trait?
Yeah, my uncle was actually met his wife, Jackie, who was then Jackie Bouvier, and she was a reporter, and she did a kind of a man in the street interviews, but she would interview people in Washington, D.C., and her first conversation with him, she asked him what his best quality was, and she expected him to say courage, because he was the only U.S. president. He was just a congressman at that point, but he was he'd been a war hero, and he was the only U.S. president to get the Purple Heart. He had a lot of other commendations. He had written a book, a Pulitzer Prize-winning book called Profiles in Courage. So he clearly thought courage was a quality that allowed all the other virtues to function. But he surprised her when he gave her that answer, that he thought his greatest asset, his greatest virtue was curiosity. And if you study his life, you understand why that is. He understood that if we're going to have peace, which was the critical outcome for his presidency, he told his best friend Ben Bradley. And Ben Bradley asked him, what do you want on your gravestone? He said he kept the peace. That the primary job of the President of the United States was to keep the country out of war. He said that he didn't want African kids, when they heard the United States of America, to think of a man with a gun and a uniform. He wanted them to think of a Peace Corps volunteer. He wanted them to think of the Alliance for Progress, USAID, these programs he created to run the oligarchies and the military dictatorships and give funnel money directly to the poor and aid.
Let me explain at least one or two things we've had there in case T. Eba pick it, because it's saying a lot and I want to really go into it. It talks about the oligarchy. It talks about the African children not seeing America as a gun, which is what we're seeing right now. But let's look at the word oligarchy. And we'll look baby. Oscar Lima India Golf Alpha Romeo Charlie Hotel Yankee. Just for the layman. OLIJARCHY. Àwọn wo ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Oligarchy. They are a small group of people having control of a country or organization. Most of you are just numbers, including myself, in Nigeria. Ẹlòmíì kọ́ sọ pé I am a Nigerian, I carry Nigerian passport. You know that your Nigerian passport, including mine, for every passport issued, it is a number used to make sure that we can be subjugated and they can take things out of our name.
Oligarchy.
Àwọn wo ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Tá a bá tẹ ẹ̀gbọ́n kankan tó sọ látẹ̀ǹkan, a gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ kan tó pè jáde lédè. Ó ní àwọn kan wà tó ń pera wọn ní
Oligarchy.
Oligarch is a conceptual form of people structured in Nigeria to suppress the Yoruba people. Some of them are Yorubas, like Bola Tinubu. Some of them are Igbos. Some of them are Hausas. Some of them are Fulanis. Some of those Fulanis are working with the Yorubas to make sure that me and you do not achieve Yoruba nation. Because if we achieve Yoruba nation, we can destroy them within 24 hours. But they're not going to allow a Yoruba country because we want to change the status quo. We want to prove to them that Ati Moju, la ṣe fẹ́ lọ gba country. So they would deceive you. People like Katrina Lang, the former British High Commissioner, told Nigerians that she knows that the foundation of the country is run by oligarchs, that you should go and use your PVC, knowing fully well that Tinubu was only selected. Koiki, let Tinubu pull all the structure that we need out of Abuja between today and the next couple of days. Whatever happened from next week might be the end of Nigeria. It will be bloody. There is a lot of different stakeholders that are planning all kind of different games. But do you know what thing? It's all about the oligarch. They are sitting on top of every one of us, and they are waiting for us to kill each other. Kill each other. Kill each other. That will not stop the gas exploration. That will not stop the crude oil from being moved, even in a war. Look, Ukraine is still running as a country, even though it's a war. Palestine is still running as a country, even though it's a war. Israel is fighting multiple phases with different borders from Yemen, the Houthis, and all these countries are still operating. So if we go into that line from next week, your crude oil will not stop. It will even be an opportunity for more criminals to move them to Malta, because Dangote is Soros, okay? You think Dangote doesn't have intelligence to say that our crude oil, there is a blending machine plant that has been set up in Malta to blend our crude oil. But let's stick to the oligarch. You where you don't get anything to lose. I don't have anything to lose. What we have to lose is our land, which is Yoruba land. I am not interested in all the Fulani in the forest. I am more concerned about the economic part of Yoruba land. And the Igbos are listening to me. I have said it. If they destroy any part of Yoruba land, because we are all still in one Nigeria, and they might think they have the right because we are in one Nigeria, country and we will deal with ourselves, including the Igbos. But you cannot deal with them outright if you are still pretending as a Yoruba man to save Nigeria. You must be crazy. Something is wrong with you. You want to stop them because you are worried that they might destroy Lagos State and turn it into a war zone because of their bitterness against us. And I say, let us then pull out of Nigeria through that, and then we push everybody out, and then we will then reset the system back. So you want to have your cake and eat it. Comment section. Give me law school. You can't have your cake and eat it. How do we stop the evils? How do we stop the others that are also interested on our waterways? How do we stop the Lebanese? Have you forgotten about UK, America? Oh, you are only worried about the Igbos. Oh, maybe America is going to use the Igbos. You can't eat your cake and have it. I want to law school. King's College, Grammar School. You can't have your cake and eat it. But many Yoruba people, it's radio. Kilo ma wa ṣẹlẹ̀. tí military bá gba tó bá gbàjọba ní next week, tí military bá gbàjọba, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ blow bridge yẹn dànù. Tíyàwó mi bá fi bínú lálẹ́ kó bínú, ká já bridge yẹn dànù lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. That means that we break away from Nigeria from there. If any attempt to bring down Tinubu's government, ká já bridge yẹn lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. And then we know that nobody has the right to. Are there funny order? 24 hours, every one of them move out of our Yoruba land. If not, blood in ball, ẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi máa wọ Nigeria. We cannot allow the oligarch to sit somewhere far thousands of miles away from Nigeria, then want to destroy Yoruba land. We might as well destroy them and then push everybody out, and then we will reset the button in our own terms. If we give them the room, they will reset the button on top of every one of us, and that will be a chaos. Anything. Let us then reset the button. Káwá fi crude oil tó wà ní Ondo, ẹni tó bá wá bíbá bẹ́ẹ̀ dá, tó bí yẹ́ ẹ̀ dá, kó sọ pé a lè táàpù crude oil. Ṣáwọn ọmọ Niger Delta tó ń táàpù crude oil, ta ló lọ mú wọn? Ta ló stop wọn? We will tap the crude oil and we will use that to fund our government to start with. We have what will give us the money. A sọ fún bàbá wa ọ ní ọ̀fi fẹ́ pé góòlù kankan gbọ́dọ̀ tún jáde náà súnmọ́. Gbogbo góòlù tó bá jáde àfi kípẹ̀, and we use that as our collateral to start our government. Gbogbo tẹ́tẹ́ nǹkan bọ̀ tá à ń béèrè lórí social media we will start using our resources to start. Owó wà ní ká máa fi ṣe Yorùbá nation, but ẹ fẹ́ wà nínú Nàìjíríà àbí ẹ fẹ́ wá fi Nàìjíríà yẹn ẹ fẹ́ fi suppress àwọn ọmọ Igbo. The Igbos or the Biafra will fight back. Simon Ekpa náà máa arm gbogbo anybody tó bá fẹ́ gbé bọ̀dá ní, there will be blood. Ta ló ń disturb wa níbẹ̀ yẹn? Ta Landrew ṣoṣẹ wọlé ni, kí ló ń sọ? How do you hope to do this? Andrew, be careful there. Andrew, no question. Nigeria go survive. You're asking me a question. Be careful. How we tend to do this, you can also start thinking about it and send me an email. We have every resources under our foot, but you cannot do it if you still want to be playing the panky. I want to remain in one Nigeria, but I'm going to then tell the Igbos, you cannot do anything in Lagos State. Inside one Nigeria, that we are all saying we are together, they play. Tí Montafe. Which countries are run by oligarchs? People are asking. I didn't see Nigeria there. But does not mean Nigeria is not part of it. If we remain one Nigeria, the Igbos have every right to remain with us under our nose, and we cannot do anything to it. And don't come and tell me about one local government or state level law. I'm not interested in that. We are all still Nigerians. But the day that we issue that ultimatum that we all Yorubas are in Nigeria more, that day, gbogbo Igbo tó ń bẹ ní gbogbo Southwest would then have to listen to us from the government of Yorubas, that we are neighbors, But we need to know more about each one of you, just like UK knows me more than I know myself. We are still going to be neighbors. Ọ̀rẹ́ náà la ṣì máa jẹ́, but not in Nigeria anymore. Ẹ fẹ́ wà nínú Nigeria, ẹ dẹ̀ fẹ́ control wọn, ẹ tó bẹ́ẹ̀, kò possible. Ó máa di ìjà gidi. Ó máa di ìjà rẹpẹtẹ. Kò wá ń ṣàwọn nìkan lẹ fẹ́ bá jà. Prepare your mind to fight multiple oligarchs that have. Look, Dangote will create more havoc nínú Nigeria pẹ̀lú bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ó lè má jẹ lénìí, ó lè má jẹ lọ́la. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Aago 10 àbọ̀ ló ṣẹ̀lú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ nǹkan tí bàbá tó sọ díẹ̀ sí.
Money, funnel money directly to the poor and aid in ways that would foster the growth of a middle class, which he thought was critical to a democracy. So, you know, hopefully, I have.
You know our people like lies. Fulani ò ṣe problem wa mọ́, Igbos gangan ni problem wa. And I hope as you are all going out next week, fẹ́yìn tẹ̀ ń jáde, ẹ sọ fáwọn governors yìí kó tidy up. Ẹ má wá pé wa Koiki àwọn ẹ̀yin kó security fún àwa ni. Tẹ̀fẹ́ ní pé ká lọ defend ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Do you know how much it is for security? Táwa táì tí raise £10,000 from platform yìí nìkan. £10,000 yẹn kò ń ṣe pé ó ṣe security kankan anywhere, but a sì ṣe díẹ̀ in awareness. Èmi náà rẹ̀ tún ṣe àwọn kankan tí mo lè ṣe. So kíyàn kan máa pè mí pé Koiki báwo la ṣe máa ṣètò security next week. I am not putting ẹ̀yin lẹ́sìn fi sentiment sí. My sentiment for Nigeria is dead from the day I start this movement. Sentiment tí mo ní sí Nigeria tẹ́lẹ̀ gbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation èmi ti díbẹ̀ pa, mo ti yọ kúrò lára mi. I wish we are no longer in that country tonight. But how? Ọ̀nà wo? Mo kí gbogbo ọlẹ́ nǹkan sí. Ibi tí mo fẹ́ gbọ́ gangan, tí bá ti gbọ́ bẹ̀ yẹn, then we move on swiftly. Ẹ má bínú.
I have some of that quality. I think it was important for him to be able to put himself in the shoes of his adversaries, and he thought that was critical to the path to peace. And I think that quality is as critical now as ever. I mean, if you ask me kind of what the quality that's kind of got me where I am today, I think I like to think that I have a rational mind and that I have a lot of detachment. That I'm not susceptible to passion or prejudice. That I try to look at problems and understand kind of the most logical way of looking at them, and then be always willing to change your mind about things if the data tells you otherwise. But then I also have kind of,
if data tells you otherwise, let's agree that Tinubu were aware of all the mess created by Buhari. But when he got into the power, the seat, data doesn't tell lies anymore. He can now see the data in front of him. Before go to the president, he was not privileged to all the data in Nigeria. But as soon as Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, all the data is right in his face. And I'm talking about whatever data from the Boko Haram, all the Afitobajakwe is no longer in charge of the security. We know Sultan of Sokoto controls Nigeria. But Tinubu has the data that the Yoruba people are suffering. Nnamdi Kanu being kept there, injustice. Many other things and many other things. So what is he trying to resolve? He wants to unite every one of us. How? Onaolumafi unite wa. How is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu going to unite every one of us to live peacefully, harmony in that country as it stands right now? Moki Babawa Oshinloye, Damilare, Moki Mr. Afolabi Kayode, Aziz Shakiru Mokinsa, Sparkly is a good evening and welcome as many of you that are joining us. Iyao Babawa Omoshola Oludare. So Tinubu wants to use Nigeria to unite us and say, let us, Koiki, stop being tribalistic and bigotry. And you think all that will stop as we remain in one Nigeria? Oh no. We are telling lies to ourselves. Error. And that is the reason why I'm trying to play this video, because truth is not something that people want. And why? Kilofa, Amagbodiesi, Mumbo.
I also have kind of an imperviousness to pressure. If I believe something is right, I'll stick with it, and I'm not going to change my mind based upon kind of social punishment, defamations that are applied to me, or marginalization, or any of those. But I will change my mind always if somebody confronts me with facts that are contrary to my worldview.
Do you think that logical approach is the thing that is going to make you effective at being a president in this moment? Because the other two candidates are all about appealing to the emotion.
I think that my sort of capacity to not get swept away by emotions or by ambition is, I think it's a quality that has made me suitable for this time. Because I think we need somebody right now. I mean, one of the big problems that we have, is a systemic problem, is this divisiveness and the polarization. And we've always had polarization in our country, but it's aggravated by two things. One is the stratification of our society. So we were the biggest middle-class country in the world, and we had the best social mobility when I was a kid. It was, if you were poor in America, you were more likely.
I want us to listen to this. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn dàbí etí bàbá kí tó yìí máa ń sọ fún wa. People were living a good life during that regional government. But Yoruba people think they will go and get they will get another regional government again out of Nigeria. They play. Who is going to give you regional government? Your expectation too much on Tinubu, you will all feel disappointed. But already, Atiku, Peter Obi, every one of them, every single one of them, including Showore, there's an agenda to bring down Tinubu's government next week. Do I have any feelings for that? No. I don't have any feelings for that. Because feelings in me, kò ń ṣe fún Tinubu, feelings mi kò ń ṣe fún Nigeria. My only feelings now is for Yoruba to be safe. And whatever is about to go down next week, if it will go down, because I don't even know if it's not going to go down, it's just part of what I have been waiting for the last 3 years. So, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá believe in Yoruba nation, ẹ wá nítorí one Lagos state is there. Lagos state have collected 100 million from Dangote state. Dangote ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ sókè nísìn. Lagos state that has not been able to feed millions of Yoruba people. I am not talking about the Igbos tó ń gbé níbẹ̀ because wọ́n kì í ṣe ọmọ Lagos state. I'm talking about the real indigenous Lagosians. Kátẹ́ sọ pé Lagos City deport gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ọ̀ṣun lọ àtàwọn ọmọ Ògùn state because wọ́n fẹ́ wá nínú. Can you close the door for me please? How was it? Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Lagos state dà ẹ bá wa sọ pé yes Lagos state indigene. Màtí gbàgbé pàmò láwọn. This man said President Tinubu should have implemented 25% of the subsidy and that would have cut the food inflation to below 15. He has the data, but he did not work with that data. And tonight, food surge has gone up to 180%. Ẹ wá ṣe ń sọ pé ìṣòro ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ ń send owó sáwọn èèyàn àbí àwọn tá a fún lówó nǹkan kí la máa ṣe sí. Let everybody go out tomorrow. Let everybody go out next week. Ṣé báwa náà láti pé kọ́lọ́run kó dé Ọlọ́run níbi tó ń fẹ́ gbà wọlé nìyẹn. So why are we putting sentiment to it? Wọ́n náà kàn fi ọ̀nà fẹ́ gbòòrò. Oh my God. All right, we see. I can't exaggerate. Ẹ fẹ́ gbòòrò. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ gbọ́ voice jáyàjáyà. Ẹ má lọ dójú ti tradition tiwa. Ẹ jẹ́ agbóró sínú ilé. Orò tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbé jáde tí Fúlàní ń jí gbogbo wa gbé. Kẹ lọ sí gbogbo àwọn borders wa. Kẹ bá wa gbé orò lọ síbẹ̀. Ẹ gbé orò jáde nígbà yẹn. Ẹ wá fẹ́ gbé orò jáde tó náà ọmọ Igbo àbí. Because the whole agenda is àwọn ọmọ Igbo, especially in Lagos state. So Ogun state ńkọ́ agenda àwọn Igbo náà ni. Okay. Ondo state, Ọ̀yọ́ state, Kwara, Kogi, Ekiti, Ọ̀ṣun, they play. The country ti wà in danger zone already. Kìí gbogbo àná la máa ń sọ yẹn. Spark Lizzy said my dad died because I don't have hospital. Nígbà ní bàbá kú ṣọ́ṣẹ́ kú ní June. So bàbá tó ṣẹ̀ kú ní tó ṣì fresh. Ṣé ti sin dáàdì? Àbẹ́ ṣe gbé wọn sí mọ́ṣúárì. Ẹ má disgrace orò. Ẹ fi ìpòrò stupid bí ẹ̀yin. A ní country wa la fẹ́ gbà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé orò síta ká fi bá gbogbo àwọn tó ń dààmú wa. Sanwó-Olú dẹ̀ ti jáde ó náà wọ́n mọ̀ kankan nípa orò. But there's some intelligence that I'm getting, but I want to be sure before I come out and say it. Nípa Sanwó-Olú, Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún àti Ṣèyí Mákindé. Those three, let us be very careful. Pẹ̀lú àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yẹn. Especially for next week. There's a lot of stakeholders. Hey, Jagaban. I'm a fọ́ ẹkùn ẹ̀. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń rò pé yàn ni wọ́n. Bọ́ ṣe sọ fún olóyè náà ni wọ́n máa fọ́ ẹkùn tiẹ̀. I told you, Jagaban, move military equipment out of the north. Don't give them especially the firepower from the top. Military ò ní gbọ́ sí ẹlẹ́nu. A ti ń pariwo kú láti bí ọdún méjì. How many people remember when I started shouting kú? Ẹ bá ń fi sínú comment section. But like I said, if any military say we have now taken over Nigeria, first and foremost, I'm going to repeat it. 2022 ni mo ti ń pariwo kú okay kú yín kú yín ẹ̀yin Nigerians kú yín ó ṣe fi dé bó kò ní ṣe lórí àwa mo mọ̀ yẹn ṣe rí gbogbo kú tó ń ṣe nígbà 80s. When was the last coup in Nigeria? Can somebody remind me? Because I know history they don't take. When was the last coup in Nigeria? Was it Babangida or Shonekan or Abacha? Which one was the last coup? The official coup in Nigeria? When was the last coup? Abacha in 1993. Bàbá mi Waris Jinadu ẹ pẹ́ wọlé ṣe wà níbi iṣẹ́ ní sà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin Uber drivers wa, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ doctors, ẹ̀yin physician, ẹ̀yin engineer, àwọn ní kabúkabú náà. The last school was 1993, okay, to 1998. Àwọn ní kankan ta fi sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ kú. But all I know is that if the military announced coup between now and as soon as the Gen Z come out, look, the Gen Z coming out is the best for Nigeria to go a separate ways. Our Ọmọ Yorùbá, we will look after ourselves. Even if we fight each other, we will go and solve our problem. But like I said, if àwọn Igbo bá da Èkó rú, we will know. It's a protest. There's nothing like a protest. So violent long hey, next week now violent. Next week is a violent protest. Don't listen to anyone on Twitter say it's just a peaceful protest. Look, there's never a peaceful protest. It's real violence, anarchy, coup, and multiples coming out. Do I have sympathy for Tinubu? No. Ẹ sọ fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní access sí Tinubu. I don't know how much of the military equipment that has moved out, but if he has not done that since 1 year, Tinubu, they will take the government from him. But that will be the end of Nigeria, and Tinubu will go on exile. I am just, thinking of so many things. Baba mi Benjamin Adumati. Wọ́n máa gba ìjọba lọ́wọ́ Tinubu, but that will be the end of Nigeria. But gbogbo wa ká lọ prepare for 3 years of all kind of uncertainty in Yoruba land for 3 years. Tọ́ba ti gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ Tinubu 3 years. That is what is going to take us before things can calm down. Next week might not trigger it, but there is still a lot of what can trigger it between now and then. Whether it's going to happen next week, it doesn't matter. But everybody have said that word. Nigeria is sitting on what? Ebankose comment section. So kill our 1% sentiment is different. We are looking for opportunity. Opportunity in both. Okay, train to say Lagos State come out by no anybody destroy Lagos, we go come after you now. So the word Nigeria is sitting on that. Emi ofe so near comment section. So what do we mean by that? So that means we are all liars. Even if we are not doing Yoruba nation, was Nigeria not sitting on that? Kileso. Ewambe, I want your comment to. Nigeria was sitting on what? Emi ò fẹ́ kọ́ ni, emi ò gbọ́n yìnbó ni. whether it was Yoruba nation that we are doing or not, was Nigeria sitting on something? And why was Nigeria sitting on that? So why are we then worried about what is going to happen next week that will bring that? It has nothing to do with Yoruba nation. The country itself has been on fire. Nigeria too are lórí fire because they destroyed the regional government. The Igbo say they didn't destroy it. It's this and that. Everybody keep bringing different narrative. Yoruba will go and write article and say, now you destroy regional government. Are we still in that era? We are not in that era anymore. We are now in a new era. Let's talk about the new era. You know, sort of regional government. The last, do you know what would have happened even if the regional government was not destroyed? Why are we living in denial? A country that everybody does not love each other. A country that the hatred for the hatred wey dey inside every one of us, if they open our heart, so Koiki, look at Koiki one, and we come here and we are all kill us, sir. So if everybody is saying that the country is sitting on a gun keg powder, iṣẹ́ on a powder man ṣe ó máa explode. All-Star Yoruba ní 3 enemy forced to live together. Àwọn Igbo ń disrespect Professor Wole Soyinka. Àwọn náà ń disrespect Chinua Achebe. Do you know what is going on? And then you are going to now tell us, oh, let them not do anything in Nigeria. We are still Nigerians, or there. Ìyá mi fẹ́ David ẹ wà lórí program. Mo ti force gbogbo yín jáde àbí. Whether it was a Yoruba nation that we are doing or not, we said the country had a lot of explosive. Everybody just they hold their own. Everybody just they hold their own explosive. Oh yeah, people won't use their own explosive for Lagos, but we don't fit go Anambra. Why we don't fit go Anambra? What they say to our money? Talk about destroy Lagos. I can't Los Anambra and I can't destroy it. If the Igbo destroy Lagos, let's move to their own city and destroy it as well. So why should we live together? It that's on here. Because if we are not together, I can say that, not me, our Yoruba government would protect us from the danger of the Igbos if they are the only one that are giving us problem. Èmi wo Olympic mo kàn gbọ́ pé wọ́n ní orí omi lọ́ ti ṣe àwádẹ́ tí Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo wọ́n ti ta gbogbo ẹ̀ fáwọn Igbo àlómi kankan mọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. So what I don't understand what we sit here and then you want me to be putting butter on the bread and then put jam on it, and you don't want me to put some spicy. Ta ni ẹni tó ń tún hand ta ni ẹni yẹn? Ẹ̀fẹ̀ tó ń sọ pé up Nigeria wọ́n ṣe oúnjẹ ni up Nigeria o kọ́ bá wọ́n ìwé dà kí ni ẹni ṣe ẹ̀fìsẹ́ má bu ọ̀mátà tó bá ṣáà ti disrespect wa lórí platform tiwa kọ́ má ní pé àti wà tó harsh ní bíbá ẹ̀ tó bá ti ta kọ́ńtẹ́mì sọ ní bíbá ẹ̀. Let's just focus and continue. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Ẹ gbọ́ mi yé. If we are upset that the Igbos will destroy Lagos, let's go and destroy their own end. Shikene. Because we are all still one Nigeria. But ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ̀yin ẹ fáwa ní support yẹn délẹ̀ kí gbogbo àjọ move jáde as one block pa fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Tọ́ba wa bí Igbo kankan dá kó wá destroy Lagos. Do you know that the British has got my fingerprint? How many times have I said that on this program? How many times have I said that the British government, when I say I'm not going to Nigeria, when I came to this country and I started applying for my immigration, when I want my fingerprints, me money shikini. They come. Now free. I gave them my fingerprint. Toba be any evil that go destroy Lagos, Toba by Yoruba nation. Toba be kokonu won da. Koda kote be import fake product ko be one Yoruba. One don't. Even they are producing alcohol. We are consuming every contotu ko gba NAFDAC product on create omi. Gbogbo àwọn yẹn my small problem làwọn yẹn. Bigger problem ni pé ká pull out of Nigeria and stop them if they have any intention against us. Torí pé àwọn Fúlàní nísìn ọ̀rẹ́ wa làwa Fúlàní àwọn yẹn a lè bá wọn ṣàbí. A lè bá Lebanese ṣe. A lè bá France ṣe. But a ní bá Igbo ṣe. Torí pé àwọn gangan ní ọ̀tá wa. Then let's stop Nigeria and then pull out and then tell them how we want them to live with us. That is how it's going to be done. Kò ṣe pé kẹwàá ní a máa wà ní Nàìjíríà ẹ máa gbòòrò jáde wàá disgrace oro. Àwọn Igbo yẹn á disgrace oro. Ṣé oro Yorùbá nìkan ló lè mú kò ní mú Igbo. Ẹ ríran wò ní next week. Ẹ máa ní dey play. Bomb bastard. So ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé ní oro lọ́wọ́ wọ́n fìyà jẹ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ gbé oro jáde kẹ́ rán oro sí gbogbo àwọn tó ń fìyà jẹ wá. You are all bomb bastard. Ẹ gbòòrò jáde ní next week. Gbogbo ẹ máa play out lórí social media. What disgrace oro. 1950 ni wọ́n ti fún àwọn oúnjẹ tó jẹ́ kí Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo máa jẹ lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ ìwà sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ gbòòrò jáde lọ́sàn kan ní 21st century. Àwọn olóò believe oro mọ̀. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣòro tẹ́tí ẹ má yẹ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfànṣà. Ẹni tó fẹ́ gbòòrò tó ti ṣe jigijigi. Ẹni tó fẹ́ gbòòrò tó ń ṣe jigijigi. Nínú jigijigi yẹn á kàn gbé èkó wọlé á ní òun ṣòro. They play. So ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé ní oro wọ́n fìyà jọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ gbé oro jáde ká fi oro yẹn ká ránṣẹ́ sí wọn. So oro politician lè fi gbé jáde next week. They play. Ẹ̀yin bomb bastard. Bomb bastard ní gbogbo yín. Oro òfò lè fi gbé jáde. So nísìnyí ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé fi gbé oro jáde. À ń pariwo pé wọ́n ń pa wá. Wọ́n ń pa economy gbogbo lẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ wá fẹ́ gbé oro jáde torí àwọn ọmọ Igbo wàá disgrace gbòòrò yín ní next week. Oro àtoro máa bára wọn jà ní next week. Blood will flow next week. Let everybody go and prepare their mind. The end of Nigeria, we can all smell it. Nigeria is sitting on what? Any student, Nigeria is sitting on what? Nigeria is sitting on what? Òun náà ni ọ̀kan sọ nísìnyí Rugby Giant. Wọ́n ní gays on the Olympic 2024 and they are talking about oro. Mo ń bi Mrs. mi pé àwọn tó ń ṣòro Olympic tó ń fi gay tó fi ń bọ̀ ń bá gbogbo ojú wa. Mo ní tí àwọn Muslim country náà lọ sí Olympic wọn náà lọ. So gay àti mùsùlùmí wọ́n jọ máa gbá football. They play. The phone line is open if you want to more fi line yẹn sílẹ̀. If you want to call in weekend lawa, as long as you know the number. So we have the gays and the Muslims. They will be in that same Olympic. Abi. Not sure. Ẹja ayọ̀ ilé tó ń disturb wa tó ń flood kìíní wa yìí. Ọba jẹ́ ń dé pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Let's go back and listen to this. Ká dé pẹ̀lú. Because oro politics re-election Sanwó-Olú náà wọn dẹ̀ mọ̀ kankan nípa ẹ̀. arrowing ní next week. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Comment yẹn ṣe wá ń fast báyìí. Yóò ṣe ń drop okay material nìyẹn. Confit máa disturb wa níbi báyìí gbọ́n jáde kúrò lórí platform. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Do I have sympathy for Tinubu? No. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi triple DRS. Ṣé mo kí látẹ̀ kan ṣá? Kúnlé Bakers ló máa sábà fún wa lówó tá máa ń tàbí pa lówó lórí Twitter àbí kí la máa rí. Mo kí gbogbo yín. The only sympathy I can have for Tinubu is let Tinubu come out tomorrow morning and say enough is enough. Pass that message through Ooni of Ife and let Ooni of Ife pass that through to Awujale and let them announce that Yoruba people will exit Nigeria. Kó má jáde látẹnu Tinubu káwọn bá wá announce ẹ̀ kó lóye wọlé Koiki dé sísàlẹ̀ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àti Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà àti OPC àtẹni tó believe tẹ́lẹ̀ àtẹni tó believe gbogbo wa máa gbọ́ sáwọn ọba lẹ́nu we will work together. Ìbà Gani Adams gan tó bá ready gan àfàlẹ́pọ̀n gbẹ́rẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ síwájú àwọn bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ ìbẹ́ ní àwọn ọba lẹ́ ń dúró dè ẹ jẹ́ káwọn bá sọ̀rọ̀ kí bá má jáde àgbàgbà kúrò lẹ́rọ ẹ̀ ní ìbá wo. We will all come together and the first thing we will do is we defend the borders and then we will not chase anybody out but we will tell the Igbos how we want them to operate in Yoruba land. If they are not happy, let them go back to Inewi or wherever tó bá ti wá. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè àgbọ̀n yín sà. Káàbọ̀ sí ẹ̀rí kan ní wa. Jọ̀kan pẹ̀lú.
Wọ́n ní fẹ́ lómi ṣe agbára lọ.
Ṣẹ̀dùmarè.
Ayé mi mú oyin.
Àmín.
Ṣé rí àwọn Lagos State táwọn ọlọ́pàá fẹ́ gbòòrò jáde? Àwọn gangan ló fẹ́ fogun jara wọn. Wọ́n fẹ́ fogun jara wọn ni. Àwọn gangan ló ti pè fogun. Because wọ́n ní àfìfìlà pérín. Ẹ̀kan ló níyì mọ́. Ẹ ti fi ọ̀rọ̀ rò, ẹ ti fi dẹ́rù bà àwọn èèyàn nígbà election. Kò wá tún sí gbàtà náà fẹ́ ṣe rally, wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe protest lẹ́wà lọ sí fẹ́ gbòòrò jáde. Àwọn èèyàn ní bìlífù yín mọ̀. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé orò tẹ gbé jáde ńgbà ẹ fi disturb àwọn ẹ fi dẹ́rù bà àwọn èèyàn ní eléyìí tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe yìí. Wọ́n mọ̀ alẹ́ ní tó bá gbé orò àtòrò wọ́n mọ̀jọ́ máa kú papọ̀ ní òkú ló máa jọ pa wọ́n papọ̀. Lélẹ̀ tá a bá bọ̀ yìí. Ẹni tó bá gbé orò àti orò ògùn ló máa jọ pa wọ́n papọ̀. Mo jẹ́ fẹ́ béèrè gan sef orò gidi wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kò sóró gidi kankan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá àtọmọ Igbo àtẹni bọ́ọ̀dì tí mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ kò sóró gidi kò ríjínà orò wẹ́pọ̀ sí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Kò sí nǹkan kan orò kò sóró gidi lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Lẹ́wọ́n yẹ ká máa káwọn ọ̀rẹ́ kò fún apárọ̀ fún yín pé orò kan bẹ́ẹ̀ kankan kò sóró kankan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ orò gidi oríjínà orò kankan sí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ẹ má jẹ́ kẹ́ni bọ́ọ̀dì máa parọ́ fún yín. Wọ́n fi yẹn wọ́n máa fẹ́ jalè tí wọ́n ti fẹ́ jalè tí wọ́n máa fẹ́ ṣèkà lóru náà làwọn ará Èkó máa ń fi orò dẹ́rù bá àwọn èèyàn kóró kàn fẹ́ gbòòrò jáde òríjínà rò sílé lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká parọ́ fún yín o. Ilé ìtajà fẹ́ dánwò yìí wọ́n fẹ́ fi dá ogún lẹ́sìkò fún ara wọn ni. Because ẹ̀fẹ́ máa gbòòrò jáde ẹlẹ́fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ láàrin 15 days. So ṣé gbogbo àwọn obìnrin ò ní lọ bí iṣẹ́ mọ́ wọn ní jáde mọ́ ẹ̀ sá lè gbòòrò lóru. Protest ọ̀sẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe ní lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní tọ́fẹ́ ṣe ní ọ̀sán gangan lọ́fẹ́ ṣe ṣé wá ẹ máa ń sọ pé gbogbo obìnrin má jáde mọ́ ni. Lagos State fẹ́ dáná sun Lagos State fúnra ara wọn ni gbogbo ilé táwọn Lagos State sọ pé àwọn ọmọ ń pẹ́ àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe lọ́fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan àwọn tó fẹ́ dáná sun Lagos State mọ́ yín lára gangan ara yín náà wà ẹ̀yin gangan fúnra ara yín lẹ́fẹ́ dáná sun Lagos State ẹ̀ má wọ̀ pẹ́rì ẹ̀rí fíìmù ọmọ àròkọ bíi ìtọ́sí nígbà election ni rí bí kan gbà jẹ́ rí bí kan gbà mọ́ òrù lẹ́fẹ́ máa gbé jáde káàkiri wọ́n á pa òrù wọ́n á pẹni tó gbòòrò ọlọ́pàá lórí burúkú ni wọ́n tí mọ̀ kankan àwọn tó mọ̀ tún mọ̀ rò àwọn tó mọ̀ tún mọ̀ rò wọ́n mọ tó yòrò wọ́n mọ̀ tún mọ̀ rò wọ́n mọ ìtàn pé lòrò kò sọ̀rọ̀ gidi lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kò tí ò kankan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ wọ́n máa parọ́ fún yín. Eégún lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ eégún gidi kan níbi ìdìbò eégún gidi wo ló wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ eégún gidi wo ló wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àtọ́ àpò ìhòrò ìkógun ò lẹ́gùn gidi àtòkpòrò òkúta náà fi pa eégún kan ní Bódìjà ní Bẹ́ẹ̀jì Lẹ́kì níjọ́sí ọmọ Yíbò ló fi òkúta pa eégún ọmọ Yíbò ló fi òkúta ló fi pa eégún gbòòrò jáde tí wọn bá fòkúta pa ẹni tó gbòòrò àtòrò gan fún rẹ tó rò mẹ́ta máa dáná sun gbogbo rẹ dànù àwa bí yín dẹ gbòòrò jáde lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwa wà ń gbà fún yín àwọn òyìn bá mi àwọn abúlé àwọn pọ̀.
mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bẹ nílé pé àsìkò yìí ò kì í ṣe àsìkò tí a gbọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rù kò ń ṣe ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa ní yánpọnyánrin ti lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ rí àbí ló ti ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí. Every day I read the paper mo sì lè lọ mú wá nísàlẹ̀ I go into the history blood was spilled during that era blood is still being spilled Israel ti pa àwọn Palestinian and America is the one harming Israel. Why should we allow blood to flow when Tinubu that we thought is intelligent can stop it? He wants to avoid it, and that means kí lẹ sọ pé you can have your cake ẹ bá mi tún kọ again you can have your cake and kini. Tinubu will be the last president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He might end up in exile, but kò ní sí Nigeria mọ́. Igbos will not control any southwest. If Nigeria breaks, we will fight them to the last man standing. We will push them back. But we will be neighbors if they respect the Yoruba government that will come up. Because if the whole shenanigans happen, the end of Nigeria is there, and we should be ready to push in as a Yoruba government to start exactly what we want to do. All your governors will run without their pants on. Tinubu will go on exile, but nobody will control Nigeria, not the military. Money ama koko jagada tó wà láàrin gbogbo wa. Ajá yẹn dànù. Tó bá bí military náà dá. I will be coming down. I promise you that. I will not say more than that. I will be coming down shoulder to shoulder with Oloye Igboho, shoulder to shoulder with whoever cares to defend and protect that land from the Igbos, the Fulanis, the Lebanese, the Americans, and whoever that cares will know that we are not joking. Eléyìí ti kọjá ìgbà kìíní kan, ìyẹn mo ṣe ń béèrè pé when was the last school? Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè bàbá mi.
Ẹ kú ṣe Mr. Koiki. Wọ́n dalẹ̀ pẹ́lẹ̀ kù ni, ẹ bá dalẹ̀ ọmọ balẹ̀ lọ ni. Èkó tà ń pariwo tó gbóyè pariwo kan láìkì kò mí ìbẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀bọ̀. Èkó ti dalẹ̀ Yorùbá. Èkó dalẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ìjáde ń bá àtàláwò kì í ṣara Yorùbá ni.
Òhò ẹ tún gbọ́ Lagos ti sọ fáwọn apá wọn kì í ṣara Yorùbá.
Tí wọ́n kó ìṣòro tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bá ń fèsì lẹ́nu fẹ́ràn pé kò ló fà. Gbogbo ìṣòro tó ń tilẹ̀ Yorùbá kọjú lẹ́nu Èkó ló fà. Torí Èkó ni gbogbo wa rí bí Amẹ́ríkà.
Ẹ má bínú bàbá mi pé mo interject. Lagos alone is enough to fund this Yoruba nation if they are serious. But all these bastard politicians want to keep Nigeria, and they want the sentiment fún wọn. Ẹ má ẹ̀ka búra wa torí mo ní mo fẹ́ bọ́ anybody. Àwọn olóṣèlú nìkan ni màmá bú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹ kó rí wa pé gbogbo wa àtèmi náà. Àwa tó wá ń fi sentiment sáwọn tó ń fi wá tán torí ẹ jẹ́ ká lé gbogbo wọn kó bá wa push wọn. Ẹgbọ́n sókè Mr. Adam má bínú.
Yorùbá nation tá à ń pariwo láti jọ ààrẹ. Ìgbà tó dẹ́kun, wọ́n kálukú wa àwọn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Gbogbo àwọn ìdàlẹ̀ yìí ìbò náà ti wá, ìbò náà ń gbé. Ibi tó bá ti jẹ́ pé òun ló fẹ́ gbàbọ̀dé fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kí ni àfẹ́ láì ní ìfẹ́ ta tún ní sí. Ṣé mo pé gbogbo nǹkan tó wá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá lé ní Èkó yẹn náà ló máa ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ìgbà tá a fẹ́ gbé rálìwọ̀ Èkó kí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. So àwọn abẹ́rẹ́ nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ dẹ́kun ẹ wá lẹ̀ fẹ́ gbóhùn jáde ó wo ṣíwó lẹ́mí jáde. ẹ má bà ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jẹ́ fún wa ẹjọ́ ẹ má bà ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jẹ́ fún wa gba ajé tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí ṣé ó sì wà lẹ́yìn. gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gbogbo tó ń ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lé mi ni ṣe bí kí ni àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kí ni kankan wà ṣé Èkó nìkan la rò pé ó jẹ́ pàtàkì nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tàbí ìgbà tó ti ló ń kọ́. ohun tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ló bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. ẹ wo òótọ́ ọ̀gbìn ká má sọ̀rọ̀ ìsàkóyè tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ibi tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ibi tó bá ti parí náà nìyẹn. ẹ jẹ́ ká kó mẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bá lulẹ̀ ìlú náà dìde. ẹ wo ẹ má lọ.
ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá mi. ìyá wa kan pè mí láti Abẹ́òkúta wọ́n drop voice fún mi wọ́n ní wọ́n wó building tí àwọn ìyá yẹn ti ń ta wóróbo tó wà very very painful tá a bá ń lo language yẹn torí pé mo mọ owó tí mom sí tèmi fi ń ṣe business when she was travelling in dollars wọ́n náà wá wó àwọn ṣọ́ọ̀pù yẹn ẹni tó bá wà lábẹ́òkúta tá a bá ń parọ́ ẹ bá ń fi sínú comment section wọ́n náà wọ́n ń tà ní 6 million àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò dẹ̀ ń ra mẹ́ta. And this is happening in our lifetime. They want to protect the interest of our criminals against the Yoruba people. So tala ń gbèjẹ mo níyàn ìyàn mélòó là ń gbèjẹ ní Nàìjíríà ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè sá. Ó ti mute kẹ ó má mute o no ó sì wà on mic mi wà on bí a torí pé ẹsẹ̀ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ tán ni ẹ refresh lọ́dọ̀ yín mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí náà ìpínyàn kan fi darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Twitter space ẹ ká lọ gbọ́ nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ ní kíákíá. A new word ẹ̀dá gbọ́n kan tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ ti jáde sí listening okay mo kí ẹ Collins ọlọ́mọba wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ talent ti pọ̀ jù brain ti pọ̀ jù àárín kankan fi ṣe ìyá mi Wunmi praise ẹ̀ka lẹ́mà suffering of our people àwa tí wọ́n fi sentiment sí ìyá mi Wunmi praise èkó ló ń gbé kíyàn má kọ̀ máa sọ tí bá bí wọ́n pé ilé tẹ̀ ń gbé máa ṣe báwo ló ṣe rí ṣé local government ń look after yín ẹ jẹ́ kí n padà sọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ sí mi díẹ̀ kò mú kọ́kọ́ ti gbé program yẹn lọ ọ̀dọ̀ tí mọ̀ sí mi ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ a dẹ̀ ti ṣe 2 hours ọjọ́ yẹn kì í pẹ́ rárá kọ́ ló má jà kájọ́ burúkú. mo ní council I won't go into all the details màmá ṣẹ́nu kò but mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé council reach out sí mọ̀ sí mi wọ́n wá ń bi wọ́n pé ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé ẹlẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí àwọn kankan báyìí but I can give you just one wọ́n pe mọ́tò kan ní mọ́tò tó lè wá gbé àwọn èèyàn nínú ilé bí wọ́n fi lọ ṣe shopping àwọn tó bá kò ń ṣerú àwọn àdọ́ báyìí o àwọn bí àgbàlagbà wọ́n sọ fún mọ́ sí mi pé ó yẹ kẹ́ ti apply ṣé ẹ̀ mọ̀ ni so that irú àwọn ọmọ yín ti yọmí tó busy tó ráyè yẹn lẹ́ǹkọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ máa pè wá ká wá fi mọ́tò gbé yín nílé kẹ́ lọ ṣe shopping ká dẹ̀ gbé yín padà wọlé mọ́tò yẹn park tó máa fi lọ tó máa fi bọ̀ plus so many other amenities gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ la kàn fi sọ lórí social media àwọn tó ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ àwọn grandma yín kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wá ń sọ fún wọn pé ìwọ máa pray fún Nàìjíríà but grandma tó bá ń gbé ní UK l'Amẹ́ríkà kò gbọ́dọ̀ tún ní ká máa pray fún Nàìjíríà kankan mọ́ àfi tó bá yẹ pa láì dání grandma yẹn àti grandfather táwọn ọ̀dọ́ bá ń sọ fún yín pé kẹ́ máa pray fún Nàìjíríà torí òun ti jápa ni tí wọn náà bá jápa ìwọ náà lè máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. The local government tí mọ̀mísí mi wà wọ́n pe mọ̀mísí pé àwọn ń bọ̀ wá rí ẹ torí a rí pé o apply fáwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ tó yẹ kó apply fún. Mọ̀mísí mi wá ní àwọn náà mọ àwọn kankan tẹ́lẹ̀ má tẹ̀ wọ́rì àwọn tó pọ̀ ni wọ́n wá gbé list wá wọ́n gbé folder yẹn wá ojú more than 20 ó yá ilé ò lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí ẹni freedom pass àyètè fi gbà yín ó dà ṣé wọ́n san pension ní ṣé kò sí problem ṣé owó yẹn wọlé every week ṣé kílẹ̀ tún need ẹni dẹ̀ tó máa tọ́jú lé ó dà ẹ má yẹ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀ mọ̀mísí mi wá ń bà wọ́n nú jẹ́ wọ́n wá ń wo àwọn táwọn jọ jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tó wà Nàìjíríà ṣọ́ ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀ tálàṣẹ gan àwọn oligarch tó ju díẹ̀ lọ Dangote wa ń sunkún ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà kò ní dá fún ta ló ń sunkún sí lọ́rùn ta ló ń sunkún tó ń sunkún sábọ̀ kí ni kàn wá pẹ̀lú ẹkún tó ń sun ẹ jẹ́ kó sunkún sábọ̀ àmọ́ níbi tó ti ń sunkún yẹn ó ń gbé àṣírí jáde gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà èyí tó yẹ kó máa sọ pé kí ni NNPC lọ set up refinery sí Malta mélòó ni Malta ṣùgbọ́n ìlú tó ń pè ní Malta ìlú tó ní fún wọn ní visa ó wá ń gbé epo Nàìjíríà mo wá ní ká kọ́kọ́ ká bá wọn fa wàhálà ká lè retrieve epo tó ń bẹ ní Ondo State kọba kan má máa fi ìyẹn jẹun kó má máa fi kó wa lómi ọbẹ̀ káwa náà wáwọn tó máa bá wa lọ explore bóde jẹ́ ká ṣe máa ṣe ní bọ́ńkìrì náà ni ká máa ṣe ní bọ́ńkìrì kọ́ láwọn ọmọ Niger Delta ń lò ní tó fi ń rówó lọ́wọ́ ìbọn tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn kò ń ṣe kékeré bọ́ńkìrì ló ń ṣe. à ń bọ̀ sí bọ́ sí tá bá ti take control of the country tó jẹ́ tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa kò ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Ìgbò là ń jà fún kò sí tó kàn ní pẹ̀lú ilẹ̀ Ìgbò kò sí tó kàn ní pẹ̀lú Haúsá. We will first go straight into our resources and first defend it and protect it. Gbogbo ibi tí wọ́n ti ń wa kùsà. Fídíò yẹn wà lọ́wọ́ mẹ́rin pé mò ń ṣeré ni. Kò ń ṣe fídíò tó gbọ́dọ̀ jáde ni. Tura àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà nínú ẹ̀ tó gbọ́dọ̀ wà classified tó lè túlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Tó lè tú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gidi tó máa díjà lẹ̀ láàrin àwọn ìwọ jókòó sí mo sọ fún ẹ pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́ èmi kan tẹ́ mọ̀ pé góòlù ló ń pè ní kùsà Ìgbòho ṣà ló ní coordinator mo ní ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ti kúrò ní tipẹ́ ẹ ilẹ̀ máa ṣàlàyé fèmí ṣé pé tán wà ní kadẹ̀ rí lọ́wọ́ wọn ta bá wọn lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ìwọ jókòó sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́. And we are all here telling you the truth but ẹ náà fẹ́ òtítọ́ ẹ já gbọ́ fídíò ẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí 12 náà la máa parí program yìí kí n náà lè fẹ̀gbẹ́ lélẹ̀ mo tún lè jí ní 4 o'clock lóru kò sí tó kàn mí ẹ̀ta bábá lórí ètò náà ni a ní Nàìjíríà is not working Dangote wa ń sunkún ó ń sunkún ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà ta ló ń sunkún sí lọ́rùn kí ní kàn wá ìyàwó mi rán mi létí oníṣòṣì ó nẹnu ẹ̀ yìí kò dáa rárá mo ní kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ó ní mo ti sọ pé Dangote máa padà ta gbogbo ẹ̀ padà fún wa náà ni is coming there torí ara ń kan but ó máa padà wá ó dẹ̀ ní máa sùn taratara Dangote is bitter gidi kò mọ òun gan báyìí nísìnyí ẹ worí ẹ ní gbogbo ẹ funfun yẹn kò funfun tó yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ ó yẹ pé kò funfun ó funfun wá lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni kí lẹ rò pé ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ àdúrà tẹ́yìn náà ń ṣe ní gbogbo àdúrà ètùtù tá à ń gbé tẹ̀sùbà tá à ń fà ọ̀nà wa náà wá tún dé tán àti wọn ní káwọn kan máa jáde èyí ti fẹ́ jáde ni jẹ́ báwa ò tí jáde àwọn ò jáde nísàn àwọn ọ̀sọ́ fáfẹ́ jáde bọ́tọ́ ọmọdé yẹ mọ́ bá sọ pé ó yá ó ti yá bọ́ ní ká jáde àwa gbọ́n mi dáadáa o tó bá lọ jáde jáde tán ni o má jáde halfway o lè jáde kó má wọlé o abẹ́ẹ̀ ní protest violent náà pé protest kí ló ń jẹ́ peaceful wọn ò ní yín rọ́bà bullet tó ìbọn gidi ló máa yìn fún yín o ìbọn gidi ni o tó bá láyè jókòó sínú ilé ẹ kó máa wò lórí social media but ṣe rántí pé if 1 million people are out there mélòó ló máa pa ṣé yóò mọ̀ pé plane ẹ̀yin diaspora tí ò ti ra ticket wo Benin lẹ́ máa gbà wọlé àbí Ghana àbí Cameroon Cameroon yẹn dẹ̀ hot díẹ̀ báyìí àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò ń jà ní gbogbo bẹ̀ yẹn pẹ̀lú àwọn Ambazonia ẹ má gba Cameroon wọlé ẹ ṣáà gba Ghana àbí Benin torí àwọn èèyàn sì máa ṣiṣẹ́ aircraft will be àwọn airline máa divert ni so why is Dangote crying kí ló ń palẹ́kún ta ló gba omijé lọ́nà ta ló gba kàrà Dangote ta ló mọ reason ti Dangote kí ló why is Dangote crying tó ó wá ń ṣe media press lójoojúmọ́ kí ní kàn wá pẹ̀lú yẹn mi ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́ Dangote sọ pé ò rí mi náà ṣùgbọ́n ẹni wọn á rùn ni so Tinubu wọn á fa ẹlẹ́pọ̀n ẹjọ́ ń fara yín lẹ́pọ̀n ó wá ń jẹ́ kí Tinubu mọ̀ pé ọmọ Tinubu kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan-an tájọ́ sọkọ́ lélẹ́yìí who knows the deals because Dangote gbogbo yẹn ló ń bá ṣe òun ló lọ gbé Bill Gates wá fún Tinubu ẹ má yẹ ká fi sentiment sáwọn pípò yìí ó ń ta sìmẹ́ǹtì fún yín tó wọ́n ó gbé ṣúgà dání ó wá ní òun fi ṣe monopoly òun ò ní ṣe steel mọ́ ìwọ jẹ̀bi Dangote tó lọ import àwọn ọmọ India kí ló tẹ̀ máa ń ṣàwọn èèyàn wa gan ṣe ṣá máa ń gbàgbé nǹkan ni ṣó dìgbà tá a bá máa jágbe mọ́ra wa lórí social media ni ìwọ ṣe tán ní yunifásitì ó náà ṣe engineering Dangote wa lọ kó àwọn ọmọ India wá ó kó wọn sínú refinery bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan máa ṣiṣẹ́ ó wá wá àwọn Yorùbá tó lè máa wa mọ́tò tẹ èyí tẹ máa wa mọ́tò tẹ máa wa mọ́tò tẹ táyà yín máa àwọn tó máa iṣẹ́ ò lẹ́yìn mọ́ Yorùbá ń ṣe nínú bẹ̀ ṣé àwọn ọ̀pọ̀ ẹni tó ń handle Dangote project kò ń ṣe mọ́ Nàìjíríà the whole head ẹni tó handle project yẹn so dáhùn sọ ní sè ẹ̀yin tẹ ní ẹwà ẹ̀yin tẹ kàwé dáadáa ẹ̀yin tẹ PhD masters so nígbà tí Dangote tó ń sọ́ọ̀sì fún gbogbo àwọn tó lè lò kò rí ọmọ Ìgbò kò rí ọmọ Haúsá ó wá lọ gbé bàbá kan wá láti India ìyẹn ló bá manage gbogbo project yẹn délẹ̀ ìyá mi Fágbémilé kékeré sọ one education 419 àwọn yẹn kan náà ló máa ń sọ pé gbòòwò gbọ́ English àṣẹyìn gan gbọ́ grammar torí Dangote ò lò yín ẹ wá máa ṣe analysis òfò when Dangote refinery goes into the market the crude oil will go down we don't know why the government is not supplying Dangote with crude oil which crude oil ẹ jẹ́ kájọ ka ilé mú bọ̀ bàbá mi Benjamin Adimatu kílẹ̀ sọ ẹni Dangote is also part of the problem. Whether this is true or not, whatever it is, òtítọ́ díẹ̀ àmà wà nù ẹ̀. Dangote wa ń sunkún òfò káàkiri. Do you know that Dangote has granted more interview than the 8 years of Buhari? But ó kàn ṣe interview ni what's going on here? But Dangote, do you know that Buhari sold enough of the crude oil? You know all this now. So what is the game plan to fi gbé 100 million sílẹ̀ tó gbé fún Tinubu? Was it part of the plan pé Tinubu máa di president our peer padà and it's not going the other way round? Ẹ má fi sentiment ìsọmọ Yorùbá. We don't know what these people discuss in the middle of the night. Dangote gbowó fún Tinubu ó dẹ̀ sọ fún Tinubu pé màá support ẹ lẹ́yìn bọ̀ màá fún Buhari náà ní support o. But you will be the president. Ẹ jẹ́ káwa máa think out of the box. You are fighting for the people that doesn't have any feelings for every single one of us. Did Dangote pay Tinubu so that Tinubu will be the president? He gave Tinubu 100 million. Let me just use the Dangote project as it could be a gimmick. That is chicken change money because Dangote did not use his money. Ṣé rò pé Dangote lówó ẹ̀ ni? They play. Fake rice pyramid. Ìbùkúnlé Amósùn, Buhari, fake rice pyramid. Ṣebí Sanwó-Olú ní kankan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ìkòròdú, ẹ bá mi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ó ní wọn bí wọ́n produce rice níbẹ̀ ni, bí wọ́n stock ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ ni. Silver Badmus mo kí yín. A country full of deceit and lies. But àwa máa wá jókòó sí bíbá ẹ̀ wá máa ní mo kí ẹ kẹ́kẹ́ Okus, thanks so much. You can't eat your cake and have it. If we want Nigeria to remain, then let's keep Nigeria. If we don't want Nigeria to remain, let everything roll out. Sí lórí TikTok more. And I refuse to go back because mo fẹ́ lè máa stress. Double tap. Tí bá wà angry, wá ní mo angry. Ó máa wo reaction mi. I can't go through that stress. Orí mi gan-an ń dé pẹ̀lú too many things. So ẹ má kí n tún lọ lórí TikTok ẹbẹ mo bẹ̀yìn ni ó wù mí kí n wà níbẹ̀ but I was there before but wọ́n yọ mí after we had about 40,000 followers or something around there. I did appeal it and they refused and I said fuck it, I'm not interested anymore. Oh, Imota rice mill kí ló máa ń ṣe níbẹ̀? Ẹ bá mi lọ ṣe investigation ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń gbé ní Mọ̀ta. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ wa tó ń gbé ní Mọ̀ta ẹ bá mi lọ síbẹ̀. Júlíyàn kan pè mí ó ní Koiki ó ní kò sí títì níbẹ̀ ìjọ tó fi wá lọ́ǹchẹ̀ lọ́kọ̀ da ọ̀dà kéékèèké síbẹ̀ tí Dangote fún wọn ẹgbọ́n sókè láti Dallas ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. wọn wà pẹ̀lú yẹn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Yorùbá land never forget your labour of love.
àdúpẹ́ fọlọ́.
Honestly. Now ibi tẹ́mi ń lọ mo kàn fẹ́ bá àwọn èèyàn wa sọ̀rọ̀ ni the Yorùbá people in general. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹlòmíì báyà máa wo ètò yìí létà ni. Mo kàn fẹ́ ká mọ̀ ní o wípé gbogbo àwọn tó ń sọ pé protect Lagos protect kìíní kan irọ́ ni o. Pásọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ bi wọ́n nígbà tí wọ́n bá ta ṣọ́ọ̀pù tí wọ́n bá mú ṣọ́ọ̀pù ìyá Yorùbá tó ń ta wóróbo tó ń mú ṣọ́ọ̀bù ẹ̀ tán demolish ẹ̀. Wọ́n wá ta that same shop wọ́n á tà fọmọ Igbo wọ́n á gbé jáde ní 50 million 25 million ọmọ Igbo àsanwó. You criminal Yoruba politician, they will now still come around and be claiming ọmọ Igbo fẹ́ gbèkó, ọmọ Igbo kìíní kan o. The question is, Yoruba land dey kó gbogbo ẹ̀dá láwọn fẹ́ protect it. Who are they protecting the land for? So you can see that these are all criminal activities táwọn Yoruba politicians tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Don't be deceived. And let me tell you, ṣé rí nǹkan tó ń bọ̀ yìí? Bàbá kan wà bí ó máa ń já mi sí ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu gan. Ṣé rí Tinubu yẹn? Táwọn aṣọ táwọn ọba àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí gbogbo wọn táwọn aṣọ di God. That guy is a coward. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ibi ìfọ̀ mo fẹ́ kélé wọ̀ record. That guy is a coward. Ẹ máa wo nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣé tí gbogbo ẹ bá ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí? Tinubu máa já. Ṣẹ́rí máa kan wà níbi tó máa ń gé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ pẹ́sínátì Tinubu tó ó mọ̀ dáadáa gangan pé bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn kò lẹ́mìí. Ṣẹ́rí ó kàn jẹ́ bí dọ́ọ̀ is a criminal dọ́ọ̀ so ó ti ní àwọn enterprise ó láwọn click tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún un. Bọ́ọ̀ gangan kò lẹ́mìí. Ó máa ń gbọ̀n níta kí ló fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí kí ló àwọn boys ẹ̀ náà máa ń sọ pé àṣìwájú ẹ̀ máa wọ̀rí ẹ̀ máa handle ẹ̀ máa ṣe kíníkan tí ẹ̀ kàn ní kó fọ́ owó síta. Agbogbo àwọn ọmọ wèrè tápẹ́lá wọn ní Yorùbá ronú kíníkan ọmọ Ìgbò ni àwọn máa gbégún irọ́ ni gbogbo ẹ̀ o olórí burúkú wọn di àdúndẹ̀ oúnjọ. So ìwọ tó bá jẹ́ Yorùbá ọkùnrin obìnrin ọmọdé àgbà má dá wọn lóhùn o they don't love you. Tinubu ó máa kọ́ láti lọ sí north á lọ máa gbé bag of rice fún wọn ní north láti plantain wọ́n fẹ́ kán má wọrí. Àwa tá a jẹ́ Yorùbá ó ti underrate wa kò tiẹ̀ káàtì wà sẹ́nitì ó ti mọ̀ pé òpònú ni wá ọ̀dẹ̀ ni wá àní complain kò tiẹ̀ ní gbẹ́nìtì wá sọ́dọ̀ wa. Tó bá ti wá dìgbà lẹ́sẹ̀ àwọn àtàwọn ẹ má wọrí Yorùbá náà ni ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe ẹsẹ̀ tó yẹ kó ṣe sílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò ní ṣe anything. These guys has no plan for anybody. Gbogbo wọn ti ń dádànù. Wọ́n ti máa ń sọ fún wọn ti pẹ́ gbogbo ìyàwó sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ wọn, ìyàwó House of Rep member wọn, àwọn gómìnà wọn gbogbo wọn làwọn máa ń pàdé lamẹ́ríkà ń bì. tí n bá lọ sí Miami Beach tẹ̀kẹ́ lọ ṣeré àyànnà tó bá tẹ̀lé nìkan tí a mọ̀ pé láyé wọ́sọ̀ akásọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ìyàwó ọ̀ṣọ́ ọmọ lẹ̀ nìyẹn pé báwo ni ìwọ́sọ̀ ayídé náà wọ́n ṣeré wa ni wọ́n gbafẹ́ wa ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn náà ń gbé bì. olórí burúkú ni gbogbo wọn they don't love you they don't love Yorùbá land and they know what they are doing. bàbá kan wà máa kan wà ní tíra kí lorúkọ máa yìí.
Network. You might probably be receiving another call.
Hello?
I'm going para. O freeze the link on.
So these people are criminal. They don't love Yoruba land though. They love themselves. And when they like it, people watch shady the Baba. You see, I am an very victim. What to say? Ọba tó fi jọba fẹ́, ọba ni ọba fẹ́, Adéyẹyẹ Ògún ṣàbíkí lórúkọ yẹn. That guy is a criminal. Cherry problem that nigga, we respect these people too much, and we have refused to say the truth. Ó ti lọ sí Abuja sí ẹni tán wọ́n ní tíra bó ṣe scam èèyàn bó ṣe ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn irinṣẹ́ Tinubu nìyẹn o. Ń sìn ọ́ náà ti jáde sí we are better together as one. Ń bọ̀ jẹ́ wípé ibẹ̀ náà ti ń jí kóòdù náà ti ń jí gbogbo ẹ̀. They love it as they are oppressing you. If we have our own sovereign independent nation, we won't need anybody's help. Only mo bá sọ fún yín ọmọ ọ̀rẹ́ mi ó ṣe parí high school ni. She is 19 years. Ó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́ bá mọ iye tí ọmọ yẹn make ọmọ 19 years. Ọmọ 19 years mélòó ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní Naija ló lówó lọ. Ṣé graduate kan tẹ̀ ti lówó lọ́wọ́? And that is what we are saying. Àwọn àgbàlagbà, I was listening to your analysis. Bó ṣe rí l'Amẹ́ríkà náà nìyẹn. Wọ́n máa ń bẹ̀ wá ni pé wọ́n tún ti pè mí pé yóò ṣe mi nídìí Medicaid ní insurance program wo ni mo ń ṣe mo nídìí láti pẹ̀lẹ́ I say I don't want it. Bó ṣe wà nìyẹn. So please I am begging you, these people don't love you. They are working for themselves. Tẹ́ bá rí ní Twitter tó ń pariwo ẹ jọ̀ọ́ protect Yorùbá irọ́ ni o. Tinubu enterprises náà fẹ́ protect. They don't love you. They are all criminals. Ṣé rí nígbà tá a bá tún gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe tá a bá wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ tí gbogbo ọjọ́ tó jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa jà pé ká ṣe restructuring ká ṣe kíní kan they still want to be the ones to be in charge. That is why tí wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká tún gbogbo kíní tó. And let me tell you that country is going down. Igbos are not your problem o. Igbo kan ni problem wa o. Àwọn Yorùbá political leaders àwọn gangan ni problem wa. Igbos are not your problem. Stop deceiving yourself. It is all lies. It is all politicals. Igbos are not your problem o. Tinubu gangan ni problem wa. Tí Tinubu bá gbọ́dọ̀ lẹ́ni yìí ọmọ Yorùbá land is free forever. Gbogbo àwọn tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ ó ti fowó ra gbogbo wọn ti sọ gbogbo wọn dẹrú. Tẹ́ bá rí wọn tá bá jà lórí Twitter wọ́n fún wọn sálárì ní oṣù tó ń ṣe nìyẹn o. Olórí burúkú wọn. They don't know that they too can become governor. They don't know that they too can become ministers. Wọ́n wá fún wọn ṣe PA on social media. Wọ́n máa fún wọn ní 50,000 per month. They are ready to fight. They fabricate lies. Igbos are not your problem o. If you say you don't love Igbo, Igbo ń gbalẹ̀ yìí, kí ló wá tètè tún fẹ́ máa fún wa pọ̀ mọ́ wọn Nàìjíríà? Why don't you allow us to go our separate way? Kádẹ̀ sọ fún Igbo, òkè ẹ máa lọ lu yín, òkè tẹ bá fẹ́ wá ṣe bísínẹ́sì, báyìí la ṣe fẹ́ kọrí, ká fún wọn ní our terms and conditions. Why must we all be together? They are all criminals, so Igbos are not our problem o. Igbos are not our problem o. Tinubu àtàwọn political boys ẹ̀ ní problem o. Let everybody knows. Igbos are not our problem o. Tinubu ni problem wa. If Nigeria is no more, say Nigeria on the point of soup one, that is where they are making money. It is only in Nigeria that you will steal money that there won't be any repercussion. Tinubu ni problem wa ní Yorùbá land o, kò sọmọ Igbo o. If you have the opportunity, go out. Let everything quick prosper, tó bá prosper, that is where the Yoruba nation can come to fruition. Do not listen to the solitary people, they are all criminals. So, Dr. Kinika Oni, ń ṣe Yorùbá party kíní kan ní London ó lè it is not Tinubu's project o they are being funded by APC they are all criminals so it is either Yorùbá nation or nothing they are all criminals they don't love you they don't love Yorùbá land o they are all criminals so kó sí bàbá ẹ máa pàṣẹ náà we will get there up Yorùbá nation thank you so much.
Wow. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Who owns Oando Plc? Ta ló ní? Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe digging kan kékeré lálẹ́. They play say people wey dey enjoy life for VI, Banana Island. You wey you dey inside Abule Egba. You wey you dey inside Kokomaiko. You wey you dey suffer. So, truth and question, thank you so much. So, we want to be working for the criminals. Ta ló ní Oando? Àwọn ló partner pẹ̀lú. Why? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Let's learn something tonight. We will not back down, and we are not giving up. It is time that Yoruba people exit Nigeria now. The end of Nigeria is around the corner. But if they accept the problem in here, Tibubaba accept with the end of Nigeria is here, that means we are going to be free altogether. But when we are saying, no, we don't want Nigeria to break, but we are going to deal with the Igbos, they play. They are Igbo nìkan ló ń di Nigeria. Ṣé Igbo ló ní Oando? Wọ́n ní which nephew is the drug baron related to Tinubu's family? Mumbo. If I have to extend this program, like I said, if you are tired, ẹ̀yin lọ sùn. Àwa not tired, but we are still at work. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Ẹ ṣé gan ìyá wa fẹ́ gbé mi lékè. I know our people, everybody's angry. I follow the issue of Ooni of Ife, but that's not where we are going tonight. Anytime I lórí Twitter, please, I'm just going to come in case it goes. Bear with me, I will start it again. Okay? Please, am I binu? I will do it quick. If I come back, if it's gone, I will restart it again. Fix Nigeria. Which Nigeria? Shit or country. Dead country. Okay, Otilo. It's fine. We'll start it again. Okay, we'll go on Koikimedia team. Pata. Kill offense. So káwa kan máa suffer. Káwọn kan máa gbádùn. Kí gbogbo wa máa gbádùn now. Putting sentiment in Nigeria. We want Yoruba nation. Àtẹ̀gbá àwọn tó fẹ́ end bad governance. Kí ni káwọn pẹ̀lú end bad governance? How do you end bad governance? Kí ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? How are you going to end that? Fake people. Ẹ tẹ́wà lórí mixella. Ẹ máa gbádùn ẹ lọ. Àti adjust nǹkankan so that kò ní tán ní after 3 hours. Ẹ túbọ̀ support wa, mo bẹ̀ wá ni. Silver Balmer, they use Yoruba culture to as Nigerian culture in Olympic 2024. Nonsense. One more. So if you're listening on the MixLR, I can assure you that it's secure. At least go to a top up, so you can go for more hours. Let's read a little bit from here. Ta ló ti gbọ́ nípa company kan tó ń pè ní Vitol? VITOL. It was founded in 1966 somewhere in Rotterdam in Netherlands. Ta ló ti gbọ́ nípa company yẹn rí? Vitol. Tẹ́ ẹ bá gbọ́ rí ẹ kàn sọ pé ẹ gbọ́ rí, so that kálẹ̀ èmi náà gbọ́ rí o. Vitol is a Swiss-based Dutch multinational energy and commodity trading company that was founded in Rotterdam in 1966 by Henk Victor and Jackie Dalitiga. Their revenue is about $404 billion as of 2023. Subsidiary. Ibi bá mi fẹ́ kẹ́ fi ara balẹ̀ kẹ́ gbọ́, kò ń ṣe Vimo ni mo ń sọ, Vitol, ìyẹn mo ṣe spell ẹ̀, tí bá ti ń spell nǹkan mo fẹ́ kẹ́ get meaning ẹ̀ dáadáa ni VITOL. Subsidiaries. Listen to here now. Ìwọ tó sọ pé o fẹ́ràn Nàìjíríà. Kí ló ń pè ní subsidiary? Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ lọ wo English dictionary subsidiary, tó ìyẹn ló máa fi yé yín. So let's go and look for the subsidiary. Tabani
subsidiary.
Tọ́ba wá pè ní plural noun. Ẹ mọ̀ pé máa yọ y yẹn wá fi RIES. Our the subsidiary. That means pé n tó pọ̀ tó link mọ́ wọn. But kí ló ń pè ní
subsidiary? A
company controlled by the holding company. Mo sọ fún yín pé Nàìjíríà gbogbo apáta wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa, àtẹ̀mí àti wọ́, everybody wọ́n ti tà wá dànù. I want to save Nigeria. A subsidiary of Cable and Wireless. Now, let's go back again. Money Vitol is a Swiss-based multinational energy and commodity. As of today, in 2023, our valued at $404 billion. Company nìyẹn o, kò ní dá fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní ká keep Nigeria. A company has more assets and value than Nigeria. But ṣó mọ̀ pé ní Nigeria wà lára ibi tó ti ń rówó. Mo ní máa sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà fún ẹ, inú á máa bí ẹ, wàá máa wá nǹkan tó fẹ́ lágò mọ́yàn lórí, bínú ṣe máa ń bí èmi nìyẹn. A ti sọ mí ní subsidiary. Ǹjẹ́ o mọ̀ pé Oando tí àwọn fámìlì Tinubu ní ó wà lábẹ́ Vitol? Bí ọgbọ́n kan tí mo sọ, ìyẹn mo ṣe ń sọ Yorùbá because mo fẹ́ sọ ní English ká má bàa mix ọ̀rọ̀ papọ̀. Vitol tí mo dárúkọ yìí subsidiary wọn òun ni Oando license. Wọ́n tún wá ní petrol office, wọ́n ní OVH energy. Èmi ò máa wọ̀n yẹn, but aṣáàmọ̀ Oando. Mo wá ń bi pé ta ló ní Oando? Ta ni Oando ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún? Ṣáwa Nigerians ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún ni àbò ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún Vitol? They play. Ọtí gbá parọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa. Ọgbẹ́ original lọ, ọgbẹ́ fake lé wa lọ́wọ́. just like báwọn ọmọ yìí wò ṣe ń kó fake product àwọn yẹn tẹ ti bàjẹ́ ọkàn kó fake product wọlé, but who do you blame? Now mo ti fún yín ní background yẹn àbí, ẹ jẹ́ ká wá padà lọ sí ọ̀rọ̀ Oando. Oando Plc is a Nigerian multinational energy company. Ṣùgbọ́n pé bá ṣe gbọ́ yẹn nísìnyí pé Nigerian multinational energy company, but kí ni mo sọ fún yín ní just few minutes ago nípa Oando, ta ni mo ló ní? So is it truly a Nigerian multinational energy company? Then it is operating the upstream and the midstream and the downstream. Mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ló ń ṣe. Bó ṣe ń ṣe up, ó ń ṣe down, ó ń ṣe midstream. So is Oando truly working as a Nigerian business? And for us, let's read further. In July 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, just 8 years ago, according to Dan Kaniviva, Oando entered into a tripartite agreement with the Vito Group, an independent trader of energy commodity and ILO's investment partner, an African-focused private investment firm, to form OVH, formerly known as Oando Downstream. They play. Àwa wà níbí bá ń sọ́fà, àwa wà nílùú òyìnbó, àwọn jíǹsì káàkiri, àwọn kaba, àwọn lọ gbòòrò, àwọn akáàbò. Ìyẹn kan wá ní àwọn kan fi jáde ní next week tó máa affect Oando. Àwa ń bínú sí yẹn, ìwọ ń jẹ́ lára Oando ni. Èló lẹ́yìn rẹ pọ̀ nísìn. Why are we like this? Ṣé àwa ń jẹ lára Oando ni? Kí ni kàn wá tó bá fẹ́ affect the business Oando láti next week? Let it be. Kó tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ lose the profit díẹ̀ lórí stock market. Just like we saw the spark of the crowd kí làwọn yẹn jẹ́ antivirus. Do you know that they lost Microsoft lost $45 billion US. Àwọn lose over 74, not million, no, on the stock market. So something that wants to make companies in Nigeria to lose money on the stock market. Ìwọ wá ń bínú sí yẹn pé kó má ṣẹlẹ̀. Are we okay? Oando ń ṣiṣẹ́ fáwa ni. They are part of Vito Group. Vito wá lówó ju Nigeria lọ. Vito wá ní owó. Their value is 400 billion. Àwa wá ní less than 40 billion in our foreign reserve. Àwa ń fowó yẹn defend the naira òfò. Ìwọ wá ń sọ pé kí gbogbo ẹ̀ má dà wò. Jọ̀rọ̀ fi ṣe protest. Àwa tún ní sentiment. Torí kọ́ má bàbá Lagos jẹ́. Kí ni Lagos fún ọ? Ṣé ó ń san salary fún every month ni? Ṣé ó ń gba child benefit ní Lagos State? Ṣé ó ń gba health care benefit ní Lagos State? Ẹ jẹ́ ká tó wá lọ wò ta ló ní Oando, ta ló ní, who owns Oando? Jubril Adewale Tinubu, born on the 26th of June 1967, 7 years after independent lobby, a Nigerian businessman, a Nigerian business executive, and a lawyer who is the group chief executive of Oando Plc. He began his career in 1990 as an attorney. Kò rówó níbẹ̀ yẹn mọ́, ó wá rí owó nínú oil and energy àbí oil and gas bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń sọ. Òríwọ̀ tó ń wá oil and gas pé kọ́tẹ̀ jẹ́ kó máa nulẹ̀ níbẹ̀ kó lè fún ọ̀nà lè máa gba sálárì kékeré. Ó wá ń sáré lọ sọ́dọ̀ babaláwo, ó ń sáré lọ sọ́dọ̀ àfà, ọ̀dọ̀ pásítọ̀ torí pé ó fi ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Oando. specializing in corporate and petroleum law assignment. So kò wá ṣe lawyer petrol and law assignment mọ́, ó bá kúkú wọnú ẹ̀ gangan. You know how? Nígbà tí connection oríṣiríṣi tọ́jọ́ sign oríṣiríṣi agreement, and you are there defending them when you cannot have a daylight. Ẹ wo bí gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe bright níwọ̀nba díẹ̀, tí bá pa ilé nìkan ló máa tàn. Let's go further. Ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí the background of Oando. In September, a gbọ́ pé ní 2016, 8 years ago, Oando announced the execution of a definitive agreement with vehicle owned by fund advisor by Hilos Investment Partners. Àwọn wo ni Hilos? Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún lọ wá àwọn yẹn náà. Àwọn wo ni Hilos? Iṣẹ́ wo làwọn yẹn ń ṣe? Àwọn wo ló wà behind it? Hilos Investment Partner is a private equity investment firm operating in Africa but based in London. Oh, no, wow. London. Wọ́n fi resources wá fi operate. Àṣẹ àbá ìmọ̀ràn àwọn òyìnbó yẹn. Àwọn agun BMW, àwọn agbádùn ayé wọn. Àwọn oil and gas. Àwọn wá wà nínú kitchen wọn, a máa fọbọ́, a máa nulẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ délé náà sí. Founder Babatunde Soyoye, Tọ́pẹ́ Láwàní. Date founded 2004. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ sí company house, mo ń bọ̀. Màá lọ find kankan nísìnyí. Mo lọ sí company house báyìí. Agbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ tó wà ń bẹ̀. Àwọn tí lórúkọ Yorùbá mẹ́ta. Hilos Investment Partner. Ó yá, company house gbé jáde. What can you tell me? Má kà síta, farabalẹ̀. Company number wọn ò lè ẹ mú pen ẹ̀yin náà lè lọ Google ẹ̀ mú pen. O as in Oscar, o lè sọ pé orange. Má kọ orange yẹn, orange yẹn nìkan ló máa kọ. OC 320980. Hilos yẹn is spelled HELIOS, Investment Partners. Wọ́n ti gbé gbogbo wa ní mugun, wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa dànù Ọlọ́run. Abájọ tó ní support Yorùbá nation láti London. Wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa back to back, wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa pátá. Wọ́n á kọ̀ máa wò mí báyìí ní sinimá, máa fi mí mu champagne nínú penthouse. Wọ́n á ní ọmọ yìí ò níṣẹ́ o. Ẹ pé náà kẹ́ sọ fún pé kó lọ wáṣẹ́. Let's continue. Registered office, second floor, 12 Charles Street, St. James, London, SW1Y 4QU. Bí bá gba apartment síbẹ̀ yẹn pé mo fẹ́ máa ṣe ọ́fíìsì níbẹ̀ ohun ẹ̀ tí mo máa san every month. Ọlọ́run ẹ̀kọ́ ló ẹ jẹ́ gbèsè. Bọ̀ owó epo rọ̀bì èlò láwọn lè fẹ́ san. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà London. Ọlọ́run kó wá pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa. Incorporated July 14, 2006. Ṣé Tinubu ló ní kó lọ incorporate sílẹ̀ so that tóun bá ti di president in the next 8 years kò ní look like bọ́ṣẹ̀ dá sílẹ̀. Yorùbá àbára táwọn ọmọ Ìgbò yẹn ṣe ní na una dey hold us together. ṣọ́parọ́ àwa máa ń calculate tiwa dáadáa because now company nísìnyí lè sọ pé Koiki mo ti ṣí náà mo ti ṣí tipẹ́ mo ṣẹ̀ ṣí nísìnyí but wọ́n mọṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ ṣe. Incorporated in 2006. Let's go further. Hilos Africa Capital Partners. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo àwọn tó wà behind it. People. 28 officers, 18 resignation. Correspondent address, second floor, 12 Charles Street, St. James, London, SW1Y 4Q uniform. LPP designated member. LPP yóò lórúkọ ni. Date of birth January 1965 kò sórúkọ. Okay. Appointment 1st of January 2009. Then eléyìí. Okay, no, orúkọ wà ńbẹ̀, sorry. Kumgan Paul Gerard. Àwọn yìí kò ìwà àbí. Sọ̀tàwá ti róyìn bò ẹ́. Ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody. Mo ń bọ̀. Used to collect parcel and mail it from them when working for Royal Mail. Èyí mọ̀ wọ́n dáadáa nìyẹn. So Paul Gerard, okay, but mo kọ́kọ́ lọ rí LPP designated member kò yé mi ní wọ́n ẹ̀wọ̀n orúkọ òyìnbó ni orúkọ Yorùbá ni mò ń wá so kò tẹ̀ jẹ́ kí n wò okay so mo ti rí nísìn 28 officers 18 resignation Paul Gerard ọmọ 1965 then another one Lucina ọmọ 1974 then Láwàní Tèmítọ́pẹ́ Olúgbéminíyì ọmọ 1970 appointment 14th of July 2006 country of resident UK. Ṣóyọyè Babátúndé Tèmítọ́pẹ́ November 1968 wọn ò ní support Yorùbá nation. Àwọn eléyìí ò ní support Yorùbá nation torí pé inú Orlando ni gbogbo wọn ti ń jẹ partners. You can see ẹ̀rí nǹkan tá à ń dí pẹ̀lú. Yorùbá nation kò tí wáyé kí ló dé tó ń pẹ́. When we have many stumbling blocks. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo ti rí eléyìí tí mo fi sọ pé tá a bá ń punch ẹlẹ́yọ kan kò ní ràn. Ẹ jẹ́ káwa 1 million máa punch the same different places kíá ló máa ràn. Àràràn bọ́ǹbù ni. When we are ready we will go. Àìtí ready. No, àìtí ready. Awareness in cash market. I don't think we are ready. We're not ready yet. Sing. Oríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn lọ́tẹ̀ employ. Kalu, Martin Christopher, Obi Henry Awale, March 1963. The same address náà ni gbogbo wọn jọ ń lò. Ofuya Ọ̀gbẹ́mí wọ́n appoint ilé ní 2020 àwọn fresher. Káyọ̀dé Akíntúndé Akínọlá òkè lè lo àdírẹ́sì corresponding address Patasi born August 1976 appointment 2009. All right. Ọ̀gá rẹ́rẹ́ ń rún Nàìjíríà yẹn o ọmọ àwa náà máa lọ sùn nísìnyí oorun tẹ̀ tí ń wà lójú mi a máa parí program yìí lọ́la a lè pa Samuel Ayọ̀dèjì rẹ́rẹ́ bàbá mi wà rí kílẹ̀ sọ you remember as an eye opener of Yoruba put into Nigeria artificial state darkness the kind of response I get from Yoruba towards Yoruba nation assists in knowing and evaluating their stance emotion physique. Àwọn rẹ́rẹ́ ń rún gan-an so Hilos but founder gangan ni Babátúndé Ṣóyọyè òun gangan ló founder ó wá lu àwọn òyìnbó lókè so ìyẹn àkọ́kọ́ máa rórúkọ àwọn òyìnbó so who is Babátúndé Olele, Chief Executive, a Nigerian national, is a co-founder and managing partner of ELOS. Iṣẹ́ wo ni ELOS ń ṣe? Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council. Okay. CEO and managing partner, ELOS Investment, Mr. Shoyoye, co-founder, ELOS Investment Partners, a leading African private investment firm. Okay. Mr. Shoyoye, a Nigerian national, is a co-founder and managing partner of ELOS, has 22 years of principal investment experience. Prior to forming ELOS, he was a principal at the TPG Capital in London, responsible for telecommunications, media investment across Europe. Blah, 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 blah. He is a fluent Yoruba speaker, but could support Yoruba Nation. I won't support Yoruba Nation. Okay. Ọmọ owó Nàìjíríà kan wọ London, lọ́kàn wọ lílọ́tún lọ́sì. Àwọn àdéhùn àmì ìgbà táwọn wá £1,000, wá £10,000. Ẹ ká parí ètò báyìí. I'm tired, so ẹ ká parí ẹ̀, ẹ ká sọ ìtókù dọ̀la. Má ṣe o. Wọ́n ti gbé wa ní. So wọ́n ní in September 2006. Oando announced the execution of a definitive agreement with the vehicle owned by fund advised by ELOS investment partner at Mount Walabe ELOS, a premier Africa-focused private investment firm, to acquire 49% of the voting right in Oando. Ọwọ́ ti wọnú 49%. Kí ló dé? Wọ́n kàn máa fi yẹn gbé owó jáde láti Nàìjíríà ó wá wọ UK, wọ́n ní partner ní investment, gbogbo a máa lọ. Ọlọ́run wa àwọn Oando ní wọ́n àwọn interesting kẹ̀ ní tí mò ń kà lálẹ́ yìí. Bí ẹ̀gbọ́n tí mo sọ, wọ́n ní ELOS ó ti acquire 49% of voting right nínú Oando midstream business subsidiary, Oando Gas and Power Limited. So wọ́n fún ELOS ní 49% voting right. That's like almost 50%. Oando is Nigeria indigenous. Kí ló mean by indigenous? Wọ́n ti gbé gbogbo anímúgùn. So Oando lè máa lo the word indigenous. Oando is Nigeria's indigenous oil and gas company with a production output of 43,000 barrels and 6,800 cubic meters per day of oil equivalent, enterprise value of 520 billion naira and a market capitalization of 115 billion naira. History: Oando's earliest root can be traced to the formation of Esso Africa. Esso is a trading name for Exxon Mobil. Originally, the name was primarily used by its predecessor Standard Oil or New Jersey after the breakup of the original Standard Oil Company in 1911. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo wọn. Wọ́n ti gbé gbogbo anímúgùn. So before Nigeria amalgamation, so business kọ́ tẹ̀ ń lọ back to back. Gàbí glasses mi ò ṣiṣẹ́ ni, ó ń ríran dáadáa, gbogbo tí mo kà náà ni ẹjẹ́ àkàbẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Wọ́n ní Oando earliest route. Kí ló ń pè ní route? Pé tá a bá fẹ́ trace ibi tí Oando ti ń bọ̀, báwa náà ṣe ń trace route wa. So a kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ padà lọ sí Esso Africa in 1956, kò tí ì sí independent in Nigeria. I hope I'm making sense at the last 12 minutes of this program. It might be like a joke, no be joke. Farabalẹ̀. Wọ́n ní tá bá máa trace Oando, a máa kọ́kọ́ padà sí níbo ló ti generate wọ́n wá dárúkọ ESO Africa in 1956 mo wá gbé sábẹ́ ESO yẹn ó wá ń sọ pé ESO is a trading name of Exxon Mobil another company tó ní òyìnbó wọ́n ti kó gbogbo anímúgùn wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa dànù àti wà ní one chance ti pẹ́ àti wà ní one chance ti pẹ́ we are all entrapped ẹ gbọ́ bíbá dáadáa Oando tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ a fẹ́ trace ibi tó ti ń bọ̀ gangan wọ́n wá ní tá bá máa trace ẹ̀ o a gbọ́dọ̀ padà sí ESO Africa ESO Africa yẹn dẹ̀ ti ń exist as far back as Standard Oil Company ní 1911 so that means pé it used to be Standard Oil Company ní 1911 láti Standard Oil Company ó padà lọ sí ESO ó padà lọ sí Exxon láti Exxon Mobil wọ́n sọ di ESO láti ESO Africa láti ESO Africa ọba kúkú gbé sí Oando abájọ Amẹ́ríkà ò ṣe fẹ́ release gbogbo details Tinubu àwọn ọ̀gbọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá release wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀ abájọ tí bọ̀bọ̀ David Odoyin ṣe ń press òun nídìí gbogbo data Tinubu bí èmi tẹ̀lé lè rí àwọn nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà o damn Oando tá à ń sọ yẹn Oando wọ́n má wọ́rí nípa ẹ̀ wọ́n ní company tó kọ́kọ́ ń jẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ní 1911 which is 3 years before the amalgamation abájọ tí gbogbo wọn tá bá lọ bá wọn pé a fẹ́ pín wá ní àti lè pín nísìnyí ẹ má pín ṣẹbẹ́ ilẹ̀ ń control gbogbo nǹkan yín àṣọ ń gbé wa ní mugun ni wọ́n set up company ní London wọ́n fún wọn ní 49%. Do you know the meaning of that? Voting right. So voting right ẹ̀mí pé táwọn kan bá fẹ́ jà ní Nàìjíríà àwọn ti London máa kàn sọ pé no you can't do that we have 49%. ọ̀dẹ̀ kan nídìí èèyàn mẹ́ta péré nídìí ti Nàìjíríà ṣẹlẹ̀ ìtẹ̀wá Nàìjíríà wọ́n ti gbé gbogbo wa ní mugun so the voting right mi pé gbogbo 49 yẹn Tinubu làwọn yẹn máa support wọ́n kàn nídìí mẹ́ta sí kó fi defeat anyone tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. British Nigerian Company 1956 there was no Nigerian passport but the British Nigerian passport pre-1960. Let's continue. So ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ti yé yín I'll read it one more time then we will read the rest because this program ends in 10 minutes àti ṣe 2 hours 50 minutes exactly. So history Oando là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ nísìnyí the history of Oando I hope I'm pronouncing it very well. Oando's earliest root can be traced to the formation of ESO Africa in 1956. ESO Africa was a downstream marketing company, a subsidiary of Exxon Corporation of the United States of America. To increase the availability of petroleum products in the hinterland in 1976, the Nigerian government purchased a controlling stake in the company and rebranded the company as Unipetro Nigeria. On the 1st of March 1991, Unipetro became a public limited company. Later on in the same year, the Nigerian government sold 60% equity to the Nigerian public in an initial public offering. To who? Sold it to who? The average Nigerians or the stakeholders of Nigeria? By February 1992, Unipetro was listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. In 1991, as election was done in Nigeria, àwọn tó mọ̀ nípa olè jíjà, they were setting themselves up, registering company in London, in America, getting offshore, preparing for their crime to move money out of Nigeria. the Obasanjos, the David Mark, name them. In 1991, the Unipetro acquires 40% stake in the GasLink Nigerian Limited, a gas utility company. The acquisition was motivated by a desire, wish to utilize its exclusive gas sales and purchase agreement with the Nigerian gas company. In 2001, the company increased its stake to 51%. So far, GasLink was developed 250 kilometers of gas pipeline infrastructure. In 2000, Ocean and Oil, a private investment company led by the Nigerian entrepreneur Adewale Tinubu and Omo Mofo Boyo, acquired 30% controlling interest in Unipetro Plc. In 2001, Ocean and Oil increased its stake in the Unipetro to 42% via irremediable convertible loan stock issue. In 2002, Ocean and Oil led Unipetro bid for 60% stake of Ajip Nigeria Plc, a rivalry petroleum marketing firm owned by Ajip Petro BV, an Italian-based oil company. The merged company was named Oando Plc in 2003, making the company the largest downstream petroleum marketing company in Nigeria. Ẹ máa pín Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú peace. Àmọ́ òun ayọ̀lá máa sùn, mo kí gbogbo lélẹ̀ nǹkan sí Yorùbá Nation no going back. Iṣẹ́ wa fún lẹ́ wá, forílẹ̀ ibi wa, kàgbéga falẹ̀rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bàtí bẹ́rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́ kájọlá, ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa, ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára, ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sípò ọ̀tọ̀ rẹ, ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. We will treat this again. There is just so much mess in Nigeria, and that mess is going down very soon. Good night, and thanks so much for everyone. Don't have sleepless nights. Just have it at the back of your mind. Nigeria is on the keg of gunpowder, and that powder is ready to spread across Nigeria, including Lagos. Good night. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.